What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris
And Mo.
podcast, episode 255, Big Energy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good day, whatever you're doing. You're at home, you're at work. We appreciate y'all tapping into the live stream, listening on the playback. We appreciate you too. Got a lot of things to speak on. We got some NBA stuff. NBA draft lottery order is out. We got the playoffs going on. WNBA opening weekend happened. Also got some boxing news, some NFL news, and also small random news. So we got a lot of news today. So
Yeah.
Before we get into that, Mo, how you feeling, sir?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Beautiful day outside, hot as hell. You know what I mean? This is Las Vegas weather, you know what I'm saying? But man, I'm feeling good, brother. How you feeling, man?
Feeling straight, man. You know what I'm saying? Had a little emergency. That's why we came on a little later. But
All good. Hopefully everything's cool.
It's cool now. You know what I'm saying? Everything's good now. So, but hey, man, ready to get into these topics, man.
Let's do it.
All right, man. So the draft lottery happened this weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this. Hey. All right, so this is the draft lottery order. You got the Washington Wizards with the number 1 overall pick. You got the Utah Jazz with the 2nd pick. You got the Grizzlies with the 3rd pick. Chicago Bulls 4th pick. Clippers 5th pick. Brooklyn Nets 6th pick. Sacramento Kings 7th pick. Atlanta Hawks 8th pick. Dallas Mavericks 9th pick. Milwaukee Bucks the 10th pick. Golden State 11th pick. Oklahoma City Thunder 12th pick. Miami Heat 13th pick. And the Charlotte Hornets with the 14th pick. I ask you, sir, how are you feeling about this draft order?
Honestly, man, I was really happy for the Washington Wizards fans. I was rooting for the Wizards and Bulls to get the top picks. Me personally, we all know kind of like the aspects of like the Utah Jazz and what they've been kind of doing to kind of gear up for this moment. I thought the situation, like honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't feel bad for the Miami Heat. I don't feel bad for the Bucks. I don't feel bad for the Mavericks. I don't feel bad for the Warriors, Kings, or Brooklyn Nets. And here are my reasons, Rod. For the Miami Heat, they have multiple opportunities to get big time talent. They have failed every time. They got they got some key players with Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr. So they got some young talent on that squad. Miami Heat, they're a prime destination location. I know they've always been talked about as like this prime way of getting free agents and stuff like that. And sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. But overall, I think the Miami Heat be fine. As far as like the Oklahoma City Thunder, I know the Oklahoma City Thunder. I know there were a lot of NBA fans who were really happy that the Oklahoma City Thunder didn't get the top pick. They had the opportunity to get a top pick. So everybody was pretty happy that they got number 12. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder, they still win on this because they're projected in mock drafts to get Yaxel Lindenberg. If people aren't familiar who Yaxel Lindenberg is, that's the guy who took the Michigan Wolverines and had them win a national championship. He was their best player on that squad, and he's a hell of a talent. So if you're telling me that the Oklahoma City Thunder are mocked to get Yaxel Lindenberg, I think that's a dub. I think that's a huge win, especially with some of the cap constraints they're going to start hitting with, J-Dub and Shea and Chet and all their contracts starting to build up. They got a whole bunch of young talent. Obviously, they're going to have to make some tough decisions in the offseason with Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso and stuff like that. But it's just going to add more depth to this team, more great young depth that you need to be able to establish yourself as being a championship contender consecutively in consecutive years. As far as like the Golden State Warriors, like look, they had their prime years. Congratulations to them. I think it's time for a rebuild. They've stuck in their old ways. I think they're going to continue to be stuck in their old ways. They've traded away a lot of young talent. Jordan Poole. Obviously, they traded away Jonathan Kuminga. We got to see what's up with them. The Milwaukee Bucks, they're kind of in a tough spot, but I assume they're going to move up with the whole Giannis situation. Obviously, Shams, he broke the news that the Bucks finally are open to getting a trade. I know I know me and Cris are kind of at the point of like we don't want to talk about this situation until he actually gets traded or like things start really, really heating up. But I think this is going to be a start. I would predict that Giannis Antetokounmpo, even the president of the Milwaukee Bucks, the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks, that's clearly stated he wants this done before the draft. So within the next month, we will know where Giannis Antetokounmpo will be. As far as Dallas Mavericks, you guys got a layup last year with Cooper Flag. There's no chance y'all should have got that because y'all were projected to be like in the like the early teens as far as like getting a top draft pick. But you got Cooper Flag, you got your Stone. Being at the ninth pick is not bad. So as far as like the Kings are the worst ran franchise between them and the Nets. They're the two worst ran franchises in the league. I have no sympathy for them. You actually have a lot of talent on that squad with Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Domantas Sabonis. I feel bad for anybody. I feel bad for any young talent that's going to go to the Sacramento Kings because your career is just going to get ruined. Respectfully, it just is. And it's just an ugly situation, and they need to figure it out. But at the end of the day, I don't feel bad for Kings fans. Y'all had multiple opportunities. You guys had Tyrese Halliburton in your lap. You had De'Aaron Fox in your lap. You had a real decent squad. You still haven't done anything with Keegan Murray or any of those guys. Like, so, like, what are we really doing? Brooklyn Nets, you had like fucking 4 first-round picks last year, and you whiffed on all 4. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how you go 0 for 4 in a draft, especially in the first round, but you did that. I think the biggest news, obviously, is that the Pacers gambled in the situation with Ivica Zubac. They traded for Ivica Zubac, and they also put their top pick on the line. If it were to land 4 or 5, they would have lost that pick. But anywhere else, the Pacers would have been able to keep it. Unfortunately, with them, tanking in the season, kind of throwing the season away, they kind of did it for nothing. And then the Clippers, they got alley-oop, man. I think this sets them up where I think this is a clear revamped system for the Clippers getting a top 5 pick. The worst you can potentially get is probably a Darius Acuff or a Keegan Wagner, which are 2 great scorers in their own right, and I think they can carry a team on the offensive side. So I think this gives them a clear window to try to find a trade partner for Kawhi Leonard. Let's get some more assets. Let's clear up some more cap space. Let's rebuild the stock of assets that we lost through all these trades for us trying to get Paul George and all that stuff like that. And this could be a breath of fresh air for the Clippers. This might be the alley-oop of this draft. You know what I mean? There's always one team that gets the alley-oop, and especially with the Clippers and everything that they got going on, we still don't know the answers to the whole situation with Kawhi Leonard getting paid under the table. So we'll see. Like I ain't gonna lie, the funniest shit in the world will be that the Clippers get this 5th pick and then the NBA takes it away from them. That shit will be the most hilarious shit if that shit happens, and it will be Clippers being Clippers. Like, that shit will be funny. You finally got a top 5 pick and probably one of the most prestigious drafts probably since probably the LeBron James draft, when you had LeBron, D Wade, Carmelo, and all them stuff like that. But that would be hilarious. But overall, man, I'm happy for the Wizards. I know there have been rumors that they potentially they would listen to trade offers and stuff like that. But it'd be interesting. Like, I did make like a quick mock draft who I think these teams should draft. Like, number 1, I would love the Wizards to draft AJ DeBonsa. I think AJ DeBonsa to me is right there as being the best player coming into this draft. I think it will be a great matchup if you were able to keep AD. You got Trey, AD, and you add AJ, who's a great prodigy. And I think the Wizards will be sky high. Jazz, me personally, I think they should go after either, to me, the best or second best player is Caleb Wilson to me. I think Caleb Wilson is clearly the next Kevin Garnett in my eyes. Like, he has an untapped talent, an untapped nature to him as far as like his capabilities, but we've seen him carry a UNC team, which I don't think was really that deep. Me personally, we saw once he was out of that lineup that UNC team just couldn't really get anything going on the offensive side. But Caleb Wilson is a monster, and you see the hunger, you see the attitude when he goes into these basketball games. I think he has a killer instinct, and I think it will be perfect for the Jazz. For the Grizzlies, I could see either Darian Peterson or Acuff Jr. It just depends on how you view both of these guys. Like, if you're able to trade John Morant, which I think most likely that will happen, I personally will pick Darius Acuff over Darian Peterson. I think Darian Peterson can be the better player. I think he probably is the better player with just what we see. I think he's an ultra talented guy, but I'm sorry, I still have some doubts in how much he wants to be a basketball player. I really do. Like, at the end of the day, I know people are going to be like, he didn't want to play college ball, and I understand that, but it's still a stepping stone, and you still have to act professional. And I know there's stories about all the cramps, and he might have took some supplements that might have been a cause to him getting all these cramps, but I still think it's no excuse. Me personally, I would be a little hesitant, but I do understand the upside. But it just depends on who you like. At 4 Bulls, I got Cam Boozer going there. I think you just need an adult in the room in the Chicago Bulls. I think they have some good young assets on that Bulls team. But if you add a Cameron Boozer, who I think will be an ultimate professional, I think his father used to play for the Bulls for a little bit. Anyways, I think that could be a good matchup. And for the Clippers, it depends. If you're gonna keep the roster the way it is, if you're gonna keep who they have, I'm gonna take Keen Wagler. I'll probably take him. But if you're able to make a couple trades, especially in that point guard position, then I would potentially go with Darius Acuff Jr. So, but overall, man, I'm excited for the Wizards fans. I'm excited for the Bulls fans, and also the Grizzlies fans too.
For sure. Sam Vecini of The Athletic, he put up his mock draft as soon as the lottery was over. He got AJ DeBonsa going to Washington. He has Darren Peterson going to Utah. He's got Cam Boozer going to the Grizzlies. He's got Caleb Wilson going to the Bulls. He's got Keaton Wagler going to the Clippers. And he's got Darius Acuff going to the Nets. Kingston Fleming's going to Sacramento. Michael Brown Jr. going to Atlanta. Braden Burry's going to Dallas, and Nate Ahmed going to the Bucks. So
yeah. I'm not mad. Obviously, I would probably swap Mikal and Kingston Fleming. I'll probably swap that. I think Mikal will probably be a better fit for the Kings. I just think they need a more of a scorer, and I think he can run the point. I think Kingston, I would like to see him in Atlanta. I think they need a true point guard, especially with them trading Trey. You do got CJ McCollum, but I think CJ McCollum is an older player. I think him sitting behind CJ, learning the point guard position, I think that would be a better fit for him. You add Kingston, he develops well, and you add that with all the talent that they already have with Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander, Jalen Johnson. I think that could be a sleeper for sure. And obviously, I think they still got some really good draft picks, and I think they could still be in potential for a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, and you add him to all that, man. Atlanta could be the move. You know what I mean? So, but man, it's gonna be an exciting draft. I think the combine for the NBA players, rookies coming in, it starts tomorrow. So for the next couple of days, so I'll be excited to see how they all match up. With some of the 5-on-5 and stuff like that. So it should be fun.
Got your Lakers taking Henry Vassar.
Yeah, honestly, I love that. If we're able to potentially get Henry Vassar, he was the second best player on the UNC team. Great center, 7-foot guy, great arm length, great scorer. He's a stretch 5. I think he does have some defensive stuff that you could question. Obviously, his frame is not really the most big, but he could be a great, like he kind of reminds me of kind of like a B grade Kristaps in a sense. Obviously I think Kristaps is I think he's like a couple inches bigger and stuff like that, but just the way he stretches the floor, I think he could be especially with Luka, I think that would be great. But I think you need more of a defensive big, but he would be good. I saw a couple other guys. I saw like Joshua Jefferson being mocked. I saw he's a small forward from Iowa State. He averaged like 19 points, 8 rebounds, 5.6 assists. He'll be a great fit. Alan Graves from Santa Clara and Ruben Chineyuli, the center from Florida, who was pretty impactful on the defensive side and the board. So it'll be interesting to see what my Lakers do on that.
For sure. All right, man. Switch it up to the NFL. We all know this week is the schedules. The schedules will be officially out on Thursday. They announced earlier today that the first Sunday night game is an NFC East, Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants.
I predicted that, by the way. I predicted that.
Okay.
I am. I just saw that. I saw it, man. I saw that shit coming. It just made sense. Cowboys Sunday night primetime. Giants, what they did. New head coach, veteran head coach. We like the moves that they did. I'm not mad at that move. I think it was a smart move. No Patrick Mahomes either, so it just makes sense.
So what are your picks? Who do you think Seattle's going to face on Wednesday?
So here are my predictions. I got predictions for opening week. So for Wednesday night, I think the easiest answer, I think it's the Chicago Bears. I think it's the Bears Seahawks. I think with the hype that the Bears have, you got Caleb Williams, who's kind of been known as like the heir apparent to Patrick Mahomes in a sense, and he's proven a lot. The Bears have a lot of hype going into the season. They need a big marquee matchup that always wants to kick off that. I personally have Bears versus Seahawks. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I agree with that. I think it's the Bears. I think especially with you're still uncertain with Patrick Mahomes. I think you go with the next best thing. You know you're gonna get some excitement with Caleb Williams. Like you said, Chicago Bears have hype coming into this season. Some of them probably Super Bowl hype, especially with some
for
of
sure.
additions.
I think a couple people will have them as NFC favorites for sure.
Yeah, so Super Bowl hype and just the elevation of can Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson take it to the next level. Luther Burden's coming in probably as the number 1, number 2 option with Roma Dunze and the tight end that they got over there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So yeah, I think and then you got the Super Bowl champion, see how they look with some of the subtraction and additions that they got on their team too. So
let me ask you this question. Some people were like thinking like maybe we could get the Super Bowl rematch with the Patriots Seahawks. Do you think that could be a potential there? Do you think that might be more of a we'll wait Sunday night football, middle of the season when things are kind of like, or the hype is slowly not dying down, but you know how it goes, like when the season goes, people start, maybe like getting a little fatigue a little bit, you know what I mean? But you stick that into being a key game. What do you think about that? You think that has any potential being the opening kickoff game?
No, I think that because I think the Patriots in Buffalo are going to open up Monday Night Football in that new stadium in Buffalo.
Oh, so you got Patriots Bills. You got Patriots Bills being the Monday Night Football.
Because
see, this is why. So
they opening up that new stadium.
I feel you. I personally had Patriots Bills being the Sunday key marquee game. That's what I had. I had that, and also had the Vikings Lions. I felt like those would be the 2 key marquee games in the afternoon. Me personally, Monday night, it's kind of weird because I was so used to the double header, which I loved, and I'm so mad that they got rid of that. But with it only being one Monday night game, I feel like they always go to like a West Coast game for that situation. So me personally, Monday night, I felt like
Chargers,
I thought it was going to be Ravens Chargers because I can't see the Raiders being in that position, because if it was a clear cut that Fernando Mendoza was going to start, I would say Raiders Chargers. You don't have Patrick Mahomes, so obviously you're not going to put the Chargers, the Chiefs there. I can't personally see Broncos Chargers being the opening kickoff. I feel like they are slowly going towards having rival games being the opening weekend, which is I think it's a great way to start. NFL started off with rivalries, you know what I mean? Started with the big divisional rival games. So I could potentially see that, but I think Lamar Jackson, he's still a key figure and a big face in the NFL. They got a new wave of what's going on in Baltimore. You got some new talent that's been added. And then the Chargers, we all know the hype that the Chargers always get every year. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to project them to win the AFC West and potentially be coming out of AFC. I personally had Lamar Jackson versus Justin Herbert. You get two key quarterbacks, and it's a West Coast game. That's what I have. But I'm not mad at your opening the stadium. I
just think that they want to highlight this new stadium. You know what I'm saying? They want that on prime time. The fireworks, all that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think you can get that being the primetime, not the marquee game in the afternoon?
I don't think it has the buzz like Monday night. The Monday night Travis and Ryan Clark and all that.
Because
Buffalo.
I feel like that. But me personally, I feel like that moment would be better for Sunday night football. So wouldn't you just have the Bills go on the road and then open them at home for Sunday night the next week against the Patriots?
Because I think they want ESPN there.
You think they want ESPN? Oh yeah, because they are getting the Super Bowl this year, right? They are getting the Super Bowl this year. So I feel you. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna stick with my. With my rate. I personally think either they. You know what? I switch it up. I don't think we get Patriots Bills week 1. I think they pushed that. I think they pushed the home opener back 1 week, and I think they put that on Sunday night. And then I could potentially see Patriots Bills or who else? Who else do the Bills play? Let me see. Let me see.
Do they play the Ravens this year? Because they did that last year.
So at home they got the Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. I could see the Bears. I could see the Lions too. I could see the Ravens. I could see Ravens, Bills being the home opener for them. I could see that
in their new stadium.
I could see that because we know they have somewhat of a rivalry in a sense, you know what I mean, with some of the past playoffs. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with that. For second week, I think their home opener would be Ravens. I think that would just feel bigger. Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen, 2 MVPs opening up that stadium. I'm gonna go with that. I think that would be Sunday night, second week, me personally.
For sure. I'm not mad.
What about your Chiefs, man? What do you how do you view your schedule with the Chiefs?
We're opening up against Arizona Cardinals.
You think they push it? I personally think they're going to push a lot of your primetime games back. I think your schedule in the second half is going to be.
Well, this one dude came out and he said that they can't just backload everything. Like they gotta kind of space it out. So
it's still going to be spaced out. I just think in the sense that I feel like they're going to do you guys like where your schedule in the back end is just going to be brutal. Like a lot of those games, whether it's Monday night, Sunday afternoon marquee games, whatever the case may be, Monday night. I think a lot of your bigger games are going to push to the back, like because they're not expecting Patrick Mahomes to play the first couple weeks of that season. I would assume he wouldn't be back until maybe the earliest week 4, week 5. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I don't think they're going to rush it. So, because that's how I feel my Raiders are. I feel like if anything, if we get any primetime games at all, like the 1 or 2 that we probably will get, I think it'll be later in the year because that's probably when they will assume Fernando Mendoza would step in. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. So. Yeah, I just think I think it's going to be the Cardinals, and then maybe week 2, maybe you get, I don't know, one of the harder games. You just got to take it on the chin with Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? Like it is it is.
What's the potential we get a Raiders Chiefs early September game? We haven't seen that in a long time. Or do you think they wait for that for Mendoza and Mahomes?
I think our first game. I see us playing y'all week 7, week 6,
like an October game. Like we always play like October. But I think with Fernando Mendoza, I think the potential for us getting like an early like September game, which me and Chris have. I feel like we both kind of want that, because I would love to go to a game in Kansas City. I'm just not going in the wintertime. It's just not happening, bro.
October ain't bad. It's just when it starts.
Yeah, but most of the time it's always out here, though. It's always out here. It's never in Kansas
I'm just
City,
saying if they did do the first game in October in KC, it's not bad around that time. It's when it starts getting to like November and December. That's when it's like hell.
Yeah. I just feel like the first game is always in Vegas though, and then we always get like the Raiders Chiefs like in December or something, or like November.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
We'll see. It's gonna be interesting to see how this. I know Wednesday they announced the international games, I think, and then Thursday or what?
Are y'all getting an international game this year?
We might have to play Atlanta in Spain this year.
In Spain?
Mm-hmm. We might have to,
because I know eventually every team's gonna have to play at least one international game. I know that's eventually gonna happen. I don't know if my Raiders are. I don't know when's the last. I don't think we've been in an international game. If we have, I feel like it's only been like one. I don't think we've been in the international game yet, me personally, from what I remember.
I'm surprised.
It's coming though. It's coming. I know. We're gonna be traveling to London or something, or you know what? Nah. I feel like the Raiders will probably be the Mexico team. If you had to pick it, I think it'll be like, if you're gonna send a team to Mexico, I think it has to be Raiders being number one. You know what I mean? Especially with the fan base that we have. I think the Raiders will be the easiest pull in Mexico for sure. Yeah,
for sure. How you feel about David Njoku signing with the Chargers?
I know you're not a fan of David Njoku. I actually like David Njoku. I actually think it's a nice pickup. It's just that it's just going to add another situation where I just feel like teams are just going to overhype people are just going to overhype the Chargers. Me personally, have them being the favorites, and then they're just going to be disappointed again because they can't stay healthy. It's just I'll believe it when I see it with the Chargers, man. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to overhype Justin Herbert. They're going to overhype that offensive line, which is a good offensive line. They just are great offensive line. They just can never stay healthy. That defense has a lot of talent. They just never can stay healthy. Receiving core is okay, but you know, we know what it is, man. We know what it is. Yeah. How do you feel?
Look, it's not that I don't like dude. It's just I
You
don't
don't
think
like
he.
him.
I just don't.
You don't like him.
I
You
don't
hate
get the
him more
hype.
than I hate KB, dog.
I don't hate him. I don't get the hype.
You know what I mean by hate, though. You know what I mean. It's just like, man, he leaves a lot to be desired for you.
Yeah, it's just like he's like I think when healthy, I think Sam Laporta's better than him. I think Coach
Because
can
he was
love
on
him.
a bad he was on a bad quarterback team too.
He was.
You know what
Maybe
I mean?
with look, maybe you're right. Maybe with Justin Herbert, maybe dude go out there and put up 1,100 yards and
He
12
might.
touchdowns. You know what I'm saying?
Like he has the body type that could do it.
I just found it funny that his best season was with Joe Flacco. It was just like, okay.
Well, Joe Flacco can actually throw the fucking football. Though,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like honestly, when you think about it, Joe Flacco's probably been their best quarterback that they've had since probably the Baker Mayfield year that they went to the playoffs.
Yeah, Shador out there. He do that much.
I love Shador, but he still has a lot to work on. He wasn't like
Yeah.
Joe Flacco quality, but I think he could surpass that. But we know what the Browns are about to do. They're about to have Deshaun Watson be the starting quarterback out there because they got to find a way to justify.
What would you do if Deshaun Watson turns into Houston Deshaun Watson? Like, what if it was the whole time it was just coaching?
If that's the case, then the Browns they lucked up, but then it puts them in a weird situation because he's been out of the league so long. If he returns to being like Deshaun Watson, MVP Deshaun Watson, okay, that's cool. But do you think he can become that again? And then on top of that, then you're going to have to justify paying him another large contract. But he's coming off 2 Achilles injuries. So I personally don't see that because I don't think he's going to be as mobile as he used to be. But if that's the case, then, congrats to him. But I'm still not risking it. I think you need, especially with the quarterback draft that you have coming out next year. You got.
I'm not saying keeping him around. I'm just saying, like, what would you do? Like this season, he turns back to Deshaun Watson, and the whole time it was Kevin Stefanski.
I think it's more of a win for Deshaun Watson than it is the Browns. I think for the Browns, it makes everything more convoluted because it's just like, all right, now you got Shador Sanders who never got a real first shake, so now you got to figure out that situation. You still got Dillon Gabriel who's on your roster, who we all think is fucking terrible. Then you got a great draft class that's coming in next year, and let's say Deshaun Watson plays good, then he probably played you out of getting any kind of like top tier quarterback that you potentially could get. So then that kind of forces your hand to re-sign to Deshaun Watson again, coming off of 2 Achilles injuries that, I don't know. Like, I don't see that being a win. I think it's more of a win for Deshaun Watson. I think it's hell for the Browns. If I'm a Browns fan, that's the last thing I want is him winning. I want us to be terrible this year, low key. I want us to be terrible. If you're not going to play Shador Sanders, I want us to lose. If Shador Sanders is in there, I want him to be as successful as possible because we need to figure out if we're going to win. But if he's going to be in there, if Deshaun Watson going to be there, I want us to lose every fucking game. Every game. How would you feel? How would you feel if you're a Browns fan in that situation?
I don't know. It's mixed, dog, because we've been losing so long. So now we finally getting some dubs, man. Like I got to take these dubs because I don't know if this is gonna happen again.
It won't happen again because it's fucking Deshaun Watson. He getting old, bro. Yeah, oh man, you don't want the new thing?
I don't know. Like I said, if he returns back, I mean, he's saying what
percentage do you get? So if you're front office and that happens, what do? You just go out and outright sign him to a 4-year deal?
No, you try to
$50 million contract. You try to trade? Well, I think ain't he off your? Well, how many more years does he have on his books? Is this his last year?
I think this is last year, but okay. Let's say let's say he goes out there and he's top 5 in yards, top 5 in touchdowns, and they get to the divisional round of the playoffs. You don't think you can get at least a 3rd or 4th round for him?
Oh, like what you mean? Like franchise tag him or some shit?
No,
could they franchise tag him?
Yeah, but you don't want to do that. But I'm just saying, like, before you got to do all that, just like, all right, look. We're gonna trade you, dog.
But how you gonna do that if he's not contracted to you? How could you trade him? He'll be a free
well, you
agent.
can do it. Well, no, you can do it before the league year starts.
Oh, before the new year starts, you can trade him.
You can trade them. They don't become free agents until the league year starts.
If that's a possibility, then yeah, I would fling it around. I'm sure there'll be some team that would be desperate enough to go for it. Like, let's say it's a situation where, I don't know if they would. Let's say the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Let's say they just get desperate enough. You know what I mean? We all know they're going to be middle of the road pack with Aaron Rodgers. They're going to flirt with making the playoffs, being a wild card team. Most likely they get in, and then they get blown out in the first round, and then they're kind of out of the sweepstakes then. And then you'll be in firsthand seeing Deshaun Watson being good. I could see maybe them doing that. And, you know, they've taken on some questionable characters before. You know what I mean? So I could see that team doing it. I could potentially see maybe Carolina.
That Bryce Young would have to have like a horrible year.
Which is possible. It's very possible. It's very possible, my brother.
Like mad interceptions.
I think Minnesota could be one too, because I think this is a big year. I think this is a big year for the head coach, because he already made a bad decision in letting go Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones. Now you got the situation with Murray and JJ McCarthy. I'll be honest with you, dog. If I'm the locker room, I think me personally, Justin Jefferson wants Kyle Murray to be the starting quarterback. If you potentially put JJ McCarthy as your starting quarterback and he's still ass, I think he can lose that locker room, dog. I really do. Quick.
I think Kyler Murray, he's gonna be.
I think he could start, but I think I've just been hearing too many rumors about JJ McCarthy still has an opportunity to be. I've heard it, man.
They gotta say.
I've heard it.
They have to say that. Keep up.
Look, I get they have to say that, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm Justin Jefferson, why are you even flirting with that situation? You know he's your backup. You know he's not ready. You traded for Kyle Murray. What is the point of even starting that conversation? If you traded for Kyle Murray, you know he's going to be your starter. So why even flirt with that? Why even put that in there? Or sign for him, whatever. Like you signed him for a reason. You're not signing Kyle Murray to be the backup. You're signing Kyle Murray to be the starter. So why are you even putting that notion in the air that JJ McCarthy could potentially still be the starting quarterback? Why? That's stupid, though. It's stupid as shit.
I agree. I'm not saying I'm just saying that's what teams do. They try to keep the morale up and blah blah.
That ain't keeping the morale up. That's actually making the morale go down. If I'm Justin Jefferson, I'm like, ain't no way in hell y'all think JJ McCarthy has an opportunity.
Hurt JJ's feelings. That's what it is.
Fuck feelings. This is a business, dog. We've already hurt your feelings by benching your ass. I'm like, what do you mean? We hurt your feelings by signing Kyle Murray. That's hurting your feelings, because that shows we don't believe in your ass no more. Reality. Look, I don't know why. I don't know. I think JJ McCarthy, they should have tried. I think they should have put JJ McCarthy on the block. They should.
Nobody want him. You don't get some Cracker Jacks.
I don't know. If you could have got a fifth or something.
You ain't getting no fifth.
I don't know. There might be somebody that might be desperate enough.
Conditional 7.
Let's look at let's look at what's the quarterback's name that's going through all the gambling shit on Texas Tech. Like, he potentially could get in the supplemental draft. And then now that door opens up.
And he's better than JJ McCarthy.
He's 100 times better than JJ McCarthy. He's 100 times better than JJ McCarthy. Like, if he gets put in
10 times better.
If he gets put in the supplemental draft, like, if I'm the Steelers, I'm taking a swing. If I'm the Browns, and if I don't like Shedeur Sanders, I'm taking a swing. You know what I mean? Like,
no, don't do that.
You would, because homie, I think homie was projected to be a top quarterback pick. The Texans ain't doing that. They have too much invested in CJ Stroud. They ain't doing that. I can see, like, if he becomes available, I can see the Cardinals doing it, because I can see the Cardinals. I can see the Steelers. I can see the Vikings doing it. I could see the Panthers doing it. I could see the Falcons doing it for sure. Who else could not see doing it? Saints. I could see the Saints doing it. I could see the Eagles doing it.
The Eagles do it.
If the Eagles do it, that you're pretty much letting Jalen Hurts know
you on borrowed time play.
Let us know what team. That's pretty much telling. Hey, come to my office when you feel ready and let us know where you want to go. Like, we'll respect you in that, because you want us a Super Bowl. We'll send you where you want to go. If you want to go to Miami, we got you. You want to go to Houston, we got you. You want to go to AZ, we got you. Atlanta, we got you. We got you, pimping. Just let us know. But we're gonna take this young kid. We're gonna let you rock this year, and then we're gonna move on from you, bro. Which I think is low-key disrespectful. I think, like, you win a Super Bowl, that's crazy. Like, I don't think they'll ever do that to a white quarterback. That's just me.
The Jalen Hurts Atlanta Falcon jersey about to go up. He's gonna do numbers.
Yeah, because on them black girls, yeah, it's gonna go up. A lot of females gonna be in that bitch for sure. It might be a right time because Atlanta responds well to black quarterbacks. They do. They
They
do. We
love him.
saw the wave that they had with Michael Vick and shit like
Michael
that. I
Vick
think
was
I think there was excitement with Michael Penix too until they started watching them and shit. You know what I mean? No offense, but like, yeah, like,
he was just so up. He's just so up and down. Like one game, he'd be like, "All right, that's the dude I saw in Washington," and then next thing you know, it's like, "Who is that? That dude's up."
it's injuries, dog. It wasn't so much the talent. Like, yeah, he is inconsistent, but it's just my man's body's brittle, bro. Like he already had two major knee problems, and now he has another one, and then he had the rib problem in college. Like I like
dancing at his
wedding,
wedding.
huh?
They're dancing at his wedding. Shout out to him, man. Congratulations.
Who was dancing?
Michael Penix at his wedding. He just got married.
Oh, congratulations to him. I didn't know that. Congratulations to him. At least that knee better be right.
He's out there doing Chris Brown moves and shit.
No shit. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Make sure you're ready for OTAs. Make sure you're ready for training camp. You better be ready. You better be on that field, my boy. That's all I'm gonna say.
You don't want Tua to take your job.
Nah, bro. And it says a lot if Tua beats you out. It says
I don't put nothing past Kevin Stefanski.
Nah, Kevin Stefanski's a fool. That was the worst coaching hire. I just don't think he's gonna understand that culture and that team, bro. Like he's just gonna be. I think they overhyped that man so much as a head coach, dog. I really do. I don't think he's a good head coach because if you're a good head coach, you put your team in the best aspects, and he did not do that last year. It was all about what he liked and didn't like. It wasn't about team first. It was about him, and he clearly, obviously, did all that shit. Despite what we saw on the tape every single time that Shedeur Sanders was the best quarterback that they had on that team.
He's a high quality OC. I don't think he's a good head coach.
Nah. Absolutely. I agree.
All right, man. Opening weekend of WNBA happened. So Friday, you had some games. You had the Liberty. They demolished the Sun. Mystic, they had a close one with the Tempo. Tempo might be all right this year. And the Valkyrie, they beat the Storm. Flage, she had her opening day. She played pretty well in her two games that she played this weekend. Then you had the weekend, you had the Mercury demolishing the Aces after getting their rings. Aces just was like, we're going to get these rings and then we ain't going to show up.
Nah, that's pretty much. And shout out to the rings, though. Them rings was fire, though.
Oh, they nice. They was clean. But after that ring ceremony, it was you could tell the Mercury just wanted that game more.
Yeah, they did. And then the Aces weren't hitting shots at all. Like
it was just it was like the exact opposite. Everything that the Mercury put up, it was going in. Everything the Aces put up, it was just like
that might be the worst shooting we've seen from them for them all year. So get it out the way. Begin first game. Get it out the way. Like it's all good. It's first game.
We're gonna talk about it, but yeah, they got it out their system. The Wing had a good one against the Fever. Paige Beckers. Everybody's talking about Paige and Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have a Caitlin Clark. I know Ma don't like talking about Caitlin Clark, but we got to have a conversation. The Dream beat the Lynx by 1. Shout out to Tiana Pow. She had the game-winning shot, with 11 seconds left. And then Alicia Gray with the block on Olivia Miles. Olivia Miles balled out too, though. She's going to be a problem.
She could have been the number one pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was a problem. And then Sky beat the Fire. Sky, looks like they're gonna. Like I told people, I know y'all got a lot of bad shit to say about Chicago, but I thought Chicago had a good offseason. I think Chicago gonna be all right. Mm-hmm. And then Sunday, Aces, they returned back, beat the hell out of the Sparks. Like they whatever that was on Saturday, it wasn't on Sunday.
Shout out to Kennedy Carter.
Yeah, they had like several players in double figures. Like Kennedy Carter coming off the bench, balling out. Chelsea Gray had a good game. Jackie O had a good game.
Asia didn't even really shoot well. Like she was 7 for 14. Like so.
Yeah, she had a solid game, but when you got everybody else, when you got Kennedy Carter coming off the bench scoring 22, and then Jackie scoring 20, it's like
oh yeah.
And then Brianna Turner on defense, that's going to be a huge addition too. So
yeah.
The Storm beat the Sun. Flage had a pretty solid game. I think she had like 16 points. Liberty and Mystic, they went into overtime. Watch out for the Mystics, man. Sienna Central, she had like 26 points the first game they played, and she played pretty well in this game too. And then the Mercury, they came back down to earth and got smacked by Valkyrie yesterday. So, but with the opening weekend, how you feeling, man?
I'm gonna say this. Liberty looked really, really good. Obviously they got a lot of their players back. They even added some more depth on that team. So we all knew they were gonna be championship quality. You know what I mean? So I think overall, I think they've probably played the most consistently, the best. I agree with you. I think the tempo, like Marina Mabry, like we all know what kind of scorer she is and the attitude that she's gonna bring on that court. And I shout out to the crowd, man. I thought the tempo crowd was amazing. We all know Toronto crowds be lit. So, and it was great to see that fan base pop out for them. So, really good. Valkyrie, look, man, they look really good. Malanga, she looked really good. She had 21 points, 8 rebounds. Obviously, they just need to add a little bit more depth around her. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Awa, she needs to develop more. She's young. She's an untapped talent.
She's in back in Spain right now, so that's why
for sure she ain't even out there. But we all know even when she does start hooping out here, it's gonna take her a little bit. Obviously, the way the WNBA is played is not the same as international play right now in the as far as like for women's leagues right now. So it's gonna take her some time to adjust to the physicality of the game for sure. But I think the Valkyrie they've been playing really well. The wings, man, they looked really good. I know the big news was kind of like Ozzy Fudd coming off the bench. People were kind of like, like what we doing? She's the number 1 overall pick. Why is she coming off the bench? Which it is a good question. You know what I mean? It is a really good question. But Arike, we know why. Like Arike, that was the whole point of why drafting her, because it's like you already got Arike, you got Odyssey Sims who's playing really well. Alana Smith didn't even really have a good game. I think she was in foul trouble for a little bit for the most part. And then I totally forgot the Dallas Wings had Alicia Clark. You know what I mean? She only had 3 points, but we all know what Alicia Clark can bring to the table. Ozzy Fudd, she had 3. But I will say this, man, it's really more so about the fever. Everybody knows Kelsey Mitchell is the best player on this team. She had 30 points. She was
Aaliyah Boston's the second player.
Aaliyah Boston is the clear second best player. Let's be honest. But I would say this: the one thing that made me really concerned about the Fever is the defense. The defense is atrocious. Like Caitlin Clark, I think people were damn near shooting perfect on her for the most part. Like she is a liability on that defensive side, especially for how much she's on the court. And they have some defensive liability problems. You know what I mean? That's going to be probably their biggest issue for sure. Is that they're going to have to figure out that whole situation. I think Raven Johnson, the spurts that she did get in the game, you could see the defensive effort that she puts in. It's just going to be interesting, dog, when you got Caitlin Clark, because you're not going to take Caitlin Clark off that court, but just because who she is and the offensive capabilities that she has. But she's such a defensive liability. It's kind of like the same point of like how people kind of portray kind of like a Trae Young or a Jalen Brunson, or even certain aspects of Luka Doncic in a sense, you know what I mean, of just how much of a defensive liability she is. Even though I think Luka is a better defender than she is in aspects, I think if you look at the data, if you really look at the tape, Luka Doncic is really not bad of a defender. Not saying he's an all-time great defender, but he can hold his own. Caitlin Clark is not that. Caitlin Clark is like Trae Young. Caitlin Clark is like Jalen Brunson, where people seek out them for sure, and that's going to be a huge problem for them. I really believe that. I think they're going to be a hell of a scoring team, but defensively, it's going to be out. It's going to be out. As far as the Aces, though, look, they got their one bad game out. Like if they would have lost again to the Sparks in bad fashion, I would be a little bit more concerned. But look, I think it's them, coming off the high, getting the rings. I think seeing them rings kind of took them out of focus, because the way those ladies' faces were shown when they got shown them rings was just like, oh damn, them shits is clean. And I think I kind of just killed the whole moment. But when I saw, I was like, bro, we about to lose. I could just tell, especially those first 5 minutes in the game where we couldn't just hit shit and we were already down by like 10, 12 points. I was like, yeah, we about just go ahead and take the L. I think I even changed the channel because I was like, bro, we ain't winning this game.
I also think that it was they still, I think Becky Hammond was like, all right, I got to figure out this rotation. All right. I got a game in. Let me, all right, now.
Like, trust, I wasn't even pressed. I wasn't even mad. I was like, look, I'm not surprised. Like, look, they're happy. They're on the high. They got the rings. Rings are fire. Like Asia Wilson, she ain't played all preseason. She ain't played basketball like in competitive aspects in a minute. It's going to take her some time to get in the MVP mode. It took her a little bit of time last year. The best thing about it is we are healthier than we were last year. I think Dana Evans didn't even play in the game. She was out the game. You know what I mean? And then obviously Kennedy Carter trying to find her way through the offense and finding her way so she can get her shots up. We all knew what's up. Olivia Miles, shout out to you. Lynx, once they get healthy, Lynx are going to be a problem. Lynx are going to be a problem. So that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Did you see that highlight tape of Olivia?
Nah, bro, she was out there cooking. She looked like Kyrie on the court, bro. She was out there cooking, bro. She was out there
cooking. The crossovers.
And realize this, Notre Dame had both her and Hannah on the same team, and they just couldn't get it right. I don't know why. But look, listen here, man. Shout out the link, shout out to Olivia. Shout out to the Dream. Big win.
Dream gonna be a problem.
Dream gonna be a problem. But it says a lot.
Reese gets like.
No, I know. But it does say a lot to me. I think it said a lot more about the Lynx, especially all the injuries that they're going through. Once they get Nafisa, you pair her up with Olivia and all Kayla McBride, bro, they're gonna be a problem. Chicago Sky, I agree with you. Chicago Sky, they got a squad, bro. Rakia Jackson, Camila Cardoza, Skylar Diggins, Jay Sheldon, Gabrielle Raquez, bro. That starting five can compete with any starting five, bro. Dead ass. That starting five. The only thing that makes me concerned is their bench. That is the only thing. Elizabeth Williams, she had 10 points, but that's my only concern is they don't have the depth. That starting five, if they get an injury, I think it's going to be a bigger issue for the Chicago Sky. But minus that, if they can stay healthy, they are going to be a problem. Shout out to the Sky. And in the Fire, like, look, Portland Fire, they're going to have their struggles, bro. They're going to have their struggles.
They are tanking.
They're tanking. Mystics, Kiki Efron, I agree with you. I think they could be a problem as well. I just think they just hit a fucking bulldozer in the Liberty, man. They're just clicking on all centers, and they don't even have Sabrina yet. You know what I mean? And Satu didn't even play. So we all know what's up. But I think Lauren Betts, she's coming in slowly. You know what I mean? But with Kiki, Shakira Austin, girl, you so fine, bro. And you can hoop like a motherfucker. I love your spirit on the court. I love that. Centron, Hooper, you know what I mean? I think once Lauren Betts, I feel like gets in her groove, I think that team will elevate for sure. Aces, I think the biggest story about this is Cameron Brink. Coming from this game. She only played 8 minutes, and I think her coach even has some comments about that. Called her out about that. So I think that could be a situation to keep an eye on, where maybe she potentially could be a trade asset in a sense, which would be kind of shocking because Cameron Brink was one of the better rookies coming out, especially she did coming off the knee injury. Maybe she still doesn't have confidence in that knee. I'm surprised that they called her out this early. You know what I mean? It's just like it's the first weekend of the season. Like I would understand if it was like a couple weeks in the season and she just looked like she's just not in it or something like that, then maybe. But right now, I think it was a little weird that they called her out this quick. But overall, man, I love the addition of Ariel Atkins. She could be a great defender. She ain't hit no shots, Ray Burrell and all that, De'Erica Hamby and all that. But we'll see. Kristen Bell, hey, Kristen, my eye is on you, girl. Like the Lord of the Rings. Kristen Bell, like, bro, you are really. This is this. Why are you on my roster? Why are you on my roster? I'm saying again, why is Kyle Kuzma on my roster? Because she's just out there doing cardio minutes. You want to do cardio minutes, take your ass to 24/7 to a 24-hour fitness. Like, you don't need to be in the Aces uniform if all you're going to do is just cardio, wasting breath. Like, why are you on my court? Why are you in my jersey? There's a lot of players.
Points in another game too. Shit.
Huh?
She had her first 2 games ain't been great though.
Nah, they've been ass, bro. Like I don't know how much longer you're gonna defend Kirsten Bell, aka Kuzma. Like, but bro, she got to get off my team, bro. I'm giving her a couple more games, bro.
It's 2 games.
I'm giving her 2 more weeks. If she can't average more than 10 points, it's a problem, dog. It's a problem, bro. It's a problem. If she only gonna get 8 minutes, why is she even on my court, bro?
We got the Sun on Wednesday. We'll see what happens when they play this.
Yeah, she can't do nothing against the Sun, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, bro. Like, what we on? Like, our next couple games, we got what? We got the Sun.
We got 2.
We got 2 with the Sun, so she should hoop Wednesday and Friday.
And
then obviously we got the big game.
We
got the big game against the Dream. I'm excited to watch that game.
Yeah.
Then we get pretty much a week off. Then we got the Sparks and a big game against Dallas on a Thursday night. So look, these next 2 games, we need to see something from Kirsten Bell because these 2 games are going to be blowouts. So she should get a lot of time. She should get a lot of time. If she can't score 10 points on these girls, bro. Bruh. Get her off my fucking team, dog. Miss Ballin D. Send her a message. Get her off my team, dog. Respectfully, dog. Like, I don't know what we talking about, man. Come on, man. There's too many great, talented girls that aren't even on squads right now. She has a spot. It's insane.
Yeah, man.
Durant is coming. That was a small one. Durant is coming, dog.
Yeah. Hey, but shout out to the ladies. Good to see the season kicking off, man.
Great kickoff. Yep.
Man, it was a good weekend.
Yep.
All right, man. We're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
Shout out to Magnet Sports Drink. All right, man. Let's get into some NBA playoffs, man.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. NBA playoffs are still in full effect over the weekend. Let's start on Thursday. On Thursday, my Lakers, obviously they went down 2-0 in this series. They got the asses whipped 107 to 125. Austin Reeves, man, he had a bounce back game, 31.6 assists.
I told you he had 30-something points.
Yeah, anyways, he had 31 points, 6 assists. Still didn't look good, but Shea had a bad game. I think he was in foul trouble this game. Chet Holmgren had 22 points. Now did have a bounce back game, but he still was getting cooked on the defensive side. That was just what it is.
They just can't be choosers, man.
Nah. With this shit, yeah, I can't for sure. Next up, the Cavs, man, they lost in this game. They went down 2-0. They lost 97 to 107. Donovan Mitchell had a great game, 31.6 rebounds. James Harden had a pathetic game. He had multiple turnovers. He kind of killed any momentum that they have. Cade Cunningham, he had 25 points, 10 assists. He's been kind of hooping. So that put him up 2-0. On Friday night, man, the Knicks, man, they continued their dominance, winning 108 to 94. Jalen Brunson, he had 33 points, 9 assists. In the second game, the Spurs end up winning the very good game, 115 to 108. Victor Wembanyama doing Wemby stuff. He had 39 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks. Shout out to Ant Edwards in this game, though. He had 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists on 2 bad knees. Why don't you? He's been hooping, man. So we got to give a big shout out to Anthony Edwards, man. Timberwolves have been fighting for sure with all the injuries. On Saturday night, man, my Lakers, man, they played good in the first half. Even had a lead. Ryu Hachimura, he had a big first half, but AJ Mitchell, man, he been hooping, man. He been hooping 24 points. This is a second round pick. He had 24 points, 10 assists, 3 steals. He was pretty much the star of the show. Thunder ended up pulling out 131 to 108. Getting a stronghold on that series 3-0, looking to close out tonight, which they will. Then the Pistons, man, they went to Cleveland. They ended up losing 109 to 116. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. James Harden had a big bounce back game, hit some key shots at the end to kind of solidify the win. Donovan Mitchell, he had 35 points, 10 rebounds. Cade Cunningham had 27 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. So, sir, I will ask you. This is probably the more one of the 2 more competitive series that we'll talk about here. What's your thoughts, man, with Cleveland winning game 3? Obviously game 4 is tonight. I believe that game starts at 4:30 tonight. What's your expectation tonight, man? Who's your prediction on who wins tonight? The Detroit Pistons get up 3-1, or do the Cavaliers tie it up 2-2 and we got a series?
I think it's gonna be a hard fought game, but I'm gonna go with Detroit getting the dub on the road. and then closing it out at home.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Detroit. I think it's gonna be a close game. I ain't saying it's gonna be a blowout. Probably one of them 112, 110 type games or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hard fought. I think Cleveland's gonna battle. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go with Detroit winning that game for sure. I think K's gonna have a really good game. You know, some of the other some of the other guys on the squad. I think will have a pretty solid game. So
yeah, I think this has got to be the biggest game right now, currently in this moment for Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. I think this is the biggest playoff game of their career because they need to win this game. If they lose this, they're out. And this will be another year that James Harden and Donovan Mitchell have failed. Like, because if you really look at the squads, you can easily say the Cleveland Cavaliers are the better talented team compared to the Detroit Pistons. Yeah. Minus Cade Cunningham. I think Cade Cunningham is the best player in this whole series. But besides that, you would go Donovan Mitchell, you would go Evan Mobley, you would go James Harden, you would go Jared Allen, probably the next four. You know what I mean? Then you might get to a Duren. Then you might get to a Duncan Robinson or a Min Thompson and stuff like that. But after Cade, the next 4 to 5 would all go to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I think that says a lot. You know what I mean? Like, they need to win this game. It's going to be a huge game. And then yesterday, man, the New York Knicks, oh my God, they just dog walked the 76ers 144 to 114. Towns, everybody, Brunson, obviously OG still out with the hamstring injury. What this, the way they dominated this series, what does this say to you about the Knicks? Do you think they have a legit chance to win it all, or are the Knicks fans still delusional?
If they play like this, yeah, they got a chance to win it all. Yeah, they playing like this, and they bringing this into whatever team, whether it be the Thunder or the Spurs or whoever. Like, yeah, they definitely got a shot to win the championship. But damn, 76ers, man, what the hell?
We'll get to them. I got my what I want them to do in the offseason. I'll get your thoughts on that. Okay. We'll get to that. We'll get to that here after this. And then last night, Spurs and Timberwolves, man, classic game. Was kind of derailed a little bit, and I think it was the second quarter where Victor Wembanyama he threw that devastating elbow, which everybody saw, clocked him pretty good too. Glad Naz Reid was okay, but hey, Dylan Harper, man, he put up a great performance, 24.7 rebounds, 3 steals. Had the Spurs, they were up in the fourth quarter, and then Minnesota kind of made a little run, kind of separated himself a little bit. Anthony Edwards, another 36 points and 6 rebounds, played a hell of a game. With this series tied 2-2, number one, first question is, obviously they did announce that Victor Wembanyama wasn't going to get suspended for Game 5, so I think that's huge news. But with what we saw, do you personally think, because obviously that was a big conversation on First Take and Get Up, that Victor Wembanyama should potentially be suspended? With them now coming out saying that he's not, what do you think? Do you think that was the right move, bad move? What's your thoughts with that?
I mean, I saw the elbow shot. It was devastating.
UFC shit.
I don't want to hedge my bets. I wouldn't be mad if they had did it. I would have understood it if they did it, if they suspended him, because it was a vicious shot. It was malicious. It was malicious intent behind that elbow. It wasn't one of those.
And he looked back. He looked back too. He did look back.
Like one of those days where
let me aim at this mug.
He looked at him and aimed for it. So he probably did deserve to get suspended for a game. He probably should have, but I get it.
I'll say this though, like I personally think he shouldn't have got suspended. Here's why I don't think he should have got suspended. Number one, he did get thrown out of the game. There's still a big portion of the game left. Then on top of that, they did lose the game, and and that was the main reason why they lost the game, because they didn't have Victor Wembanyama. I'll say this, me personally, if they would have won this game and they were up 3-1, I wouldn't have been surprised if they suspended him because of that. I think they probably would have. I think other aspect is that Victor Wembanyama, I don't know how many technicals. I don't think he even has a technical for the most part. Obviously, he's been a great ambassador to the game. He hasn't really done anything wrong. If you have looked at this series, I do agree with the Spurs head coach that there have been many times where he's been pushed to the ground, grabbed, pretty much damn near mutilated on the inside. And he hasn't said a word. He hasn't complained. He just runs back down the court and he still performs. I think a lot of that is said. I think just who he is on the court as a player and how professional he has been. And we don't want anything to detriment his competitiveness on the game. Obviously, he has to be a lot smarter than that. You are the star player of this team. If you need somebody to protect you, that's what you have, the Charles Oakleys for, the Anthony Masons, the Ron Artest. You have guys like that, Isaiah Stewart's on the Detroit Pistons. You have guys like that can take the fall. You know what I mean? And the San Antonio Spurs got to find a guy to be able to do that, to protect their star talent. You know what I mean?
Trade for Draymond. He'll punch somebody in the face.
Nah, facts. Draymond in this team would be, I ain't gonna lie, Draymond in this team would be amazing. We'll get to Draymond more damn, I forgot what random news. Damn, apologize to that. But y'all know what I mean. And second question is, now that the series is tied 2-2, what's your overall feelings with the Spurs Timberwolves series? How are you kind of leaning right now with it going back to San Antonio tied up?
I'm still going with the Spurs as long as Wembanyama stays healthy and Dylan Harper and Castle and all them boys is playing really well. I think they still have a shot. I still think they're the better team. So I'm still roll with the Spurs, even though Edwards always going to give you a chance to win that game. Julius Randle, all those boys, they're no slouches over there either. But I just think the Spurs are the better team. And with Wembanyama, I think if Wembanyama didn't get ejected, they probably would have won this game. So
they probably would have won. And we all know the San Antonio Spurs. I know they're not overlooking the Timberwolves at all, but they got to be looking at the Thunder about to sweep my Lakers and getting almost like a week off. Like, I think they're very mindful of that. I still have the Spurs favorite just because they have home court advantage. But I think we are set up to have an all-timer series here. I think this will be one of those series that we remember for a long time because of just Anthony Edwards and his competitiveness, Victor Wembanyama and his competitiveness. It just sucks that the Wolves are injured right now with Dante DiVincenzo out. Obviously, Anthony Edwards, he is playing, but he's dealing with the 2 knee injuries and stuff like that. It just sucks because the potential this series could have even been like if everybody was just fully healthy, would have been all-time great. And we're still getting an all-time great series. So I think we're set up to get an all-time great Game 7. I think we're going to get a Game 7 in San Antonio, and I think it's going to be one of those all-time great games where you're like, damn, you're going to sit back 10 years from now and be like, y'all remember that game with Victor Wembanyama and Anthony Edwards going back and forth? It's going to be one of those, you know what I mean? And I think we're kind of set up for that. But let's speak on I'm going to speak on 2 teams. Obviously, I usually speak on the teams and what I would like to see them going into the off season. But I'm going to put my Lakers in here because I already know what's going to happen tonight. And then on top of that, we don't have a Wednesday show, so I'm going to speak on the Lakers, but I will start with the 76ers first. Here are my 3 things that they either need to kind of do considering the offseason or I would like for them to do, and then we'll get Chris's thoughts after that. And number 3, obviously, I think some of the big things they need to decide on is which free agent players they're going to try to keep, especially with their cap situation. Obviously, they got Grimes, Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond, all 3 guys who have been key factors into the way they played this year that are going to be free agents. And with, the cap space that they have with Joel Embiid, a new contract coming on the books. He has like a new 3-year max that's going to be added into next year. Obviously, VJ Edgecombe, he's still on a rookie contract, and Tyrese Maxey, he's on his contract. Paul George, he's on his. I think that's going to be a big decision. They also need to figure out what they want to do with their pick that they have. I believe they have like 22 or something like that. Obviously, they have been mocked to get Allen Graves. He's a forward for Santa Clara, or Isaiah Evans from Duke. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that pick. So we'll see. They also been linked to Chris Sinek Jr. And all that. So that was my number 2, what they're going to do with that 22nd overall pick, what they're going to do. But the number 1 thing is Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is the number 1 thing. They need to either find a way that they can either trade him. Obviously, that contract is so massive, it's probably going to be damn near impossible to do. Or they got to find better ways to keep him healthy upright, whether it's setting a strict cap on minutes, maybe even potentially consider maybe him playing off the bench, but that would be fucking insane with the contract that he has. He's still we see it when he's healthy. He's one of the most dominated players of all time. But it just looks like he has like 2 years left in his body to play basketball. Like it looks so hard. It's so hard for me to watch Joel Embiid run up and down the court because we're all scared that his hip is just gonna just crack. You know what I mean? And I don't hope that happens. I want to be healthy, but those are some of the things that they need to look at into the off season. What are your thoughts? Anything you want to add? Disagree with?
No, I agree with everything you said. It all centers around Joel Embiid, man. This team goes where he goes, and if he can't stay healthy, then they need to figure out what to do. Because you do have talent with Edgecombe, you got talent with Maxey, and a few other players on this squad, but you got to figure out this Embiid thing. That's the thing that's been killing this team to me, is that Joel Embiid and his health. And it's always been that way since he's become a 76er. And it's just it's dampering them, it's hampering them because they got too much talent now to put around him that for them to get blown out the way they got blown out in this series is just like you would think they would put up a better fight than this. So yeah, I think the main thing and the first and the last thing, it doesn't matter what they do in the draft and what they get in the off season. Like, what are you gonna do with him? Because everything centers around him, and if it's not gonna center around him, then you need to figure out a way to get some players around Maxey and Edgecombe. That's what you need to do. So, as far as him, like you said, his contract, you gotta start him if he's healthy and he's ready to go. Get your ass on the court, bro, and you got to play. Like, and maybe we need to, first quarter you play these many minutes, second quarter you play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to monitor it this way to where the first and the fourth quarter you're playing most of your minutes, but still, it's just they got to figure that out. That's why they make the big bucks in the front office. They got to figure that out. But Embiid is the most important thing on what you're gonna do next with him.
If you were Joel Embiid, would you consider wanting out? Would you consider wanting a breath of fresh air somewhere else? If you could get that,
I don't know if does he even like Philly? Like, does he love it, Philly?
I think he loves Philly. I just think, when you're in that situation and you just feel like your career has been nothing but bad luck in a city that you are obviously grateful for, that they took the opportunity to draft you, and obviously they gave you generational wealth that no one in life would ever see. Most people would never see. But it just gets to a point where, like, maybe a new scene, maybe me just feeling like, man, I just can't catch a break out here. Maybe I should try to go to a warmer weather city where maybe my bones and my body would just feel better, whether it's a Miami, whether it's a LA, maybe it's a Phoenix situation or a Houston situation or whatever the case may be. Like, I think if I'm Embiid, I consider it, man. I consider it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you. If it can happen,
if it can happen, it's a big if though. It's a big if.
Then you could explore it, but
you would have to attach like a first round pick to his contract, maybe even more. And then you would probably want, if you're going to take on the full contract. Now, if it's a situation where Philly could do something where they can eat it, you know what I mean? Kind of maybe do like a Damian Lillard situation, kind of stretch it out, and then maybe eat a lot of that. Which that's a big hefty contract to kind of eat up, but if they're willing to do that and they'll just have dead money on their books for the next 4 years, then maybe it'll probably be a little bit easier, you know what I mean, in a situation like that. But I think you still would probably have to add on some draft assets for that to be even possible, especially with his health concerns. But if I'm one of these teams like a Phoenix or something like that, if my Lakers kind of struggle trying to find a big man, maybe, and they can't get top tier free agents to get traded to them or sign or take their money, which I think is impossible. I think players would love to come to LA and play with Luka, but let's say hypothetically they're struggling trying to find key free agents to sign with them, and they can't get any team to trade with them. Maybe that might be a situation they look at. You know what I mean? Pairing him with Luka Doncic, you finally get your big man. Maybe. If that situation, maybe you get him at a lower number, you sign Austin Reeves to a lower number, you get LeBron James back, and you kind of just pray to God that LA and the doctors out there can just keep him upright for a season. I think that would be a situation. I think pairing him up with Devin Booker, giving him a big man, I think that would be a situation you could look at as well. I think there are teams, it has to be the right fit. You know what I mean? It's, especially money-wise. You know what I mean? It's just a belief that you might be able to get something out of him.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then next we'll do my Lakers again. They're not officially out, but come on, dog. We all know what's gonna happen tonight, man. This shit about to be over by halftime. I'm still gonna watch because I'm a diehard Laker fan. I'm gonna go down with the ship, but I know I'm gonna have my toast in the air. The brooms is out. Like we know. I'm gonna hear the jokes all night. It's all good. We got a big off season coming up. But here are some of my things that I would like to see from my Lakers. We'll go from there. Obviously, number 3, building the front office, the scout teams. Obviously, that's a big thing with Mark Walter being the new owner of the team. He has a lot more. We have a lot more money that can build out establishing the scouting team in the front office. They have made some additions. Obviously, free agency. We have the number 1. We have, I think, top 2, top 3 most money available for free agency. Obviously, there are certain things we got to kind of figure out. Rui and DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, some of the lower tier guys. We got to figure it out. Obviously, we got to figure out the 25th pick. We have the 25th pick. We got to decide what we're going to do with that 25th pick. Obviously, there have been names like Joshua Jefferson, Allen Graves, Henny Vassar, as you said earlier, that have been projected towards us. So we got to see what's up. But even with that, I think the main thing right now that the Lakers need to really establish is developing young talent. Obviously, we see what Adore Thero could be. Obviously, we got Nick Smith Jr., Drew Timme, Dalton Connect. I've never had a problem with who we draft. We drafted a lot of great players like Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, Alex Caruso. The list goes on and on. A lot of those guys are either all-stars, stars, or great, role players that play very, very exceptional in their roles. But this was probably the biggest highlight to me, because especially when Adore Thero came into the game last time, you just kind of saw that. Why didn't y'all play Adore Thero in the regular season to get him ready for moments like this? You continue to play cats like fucking Jake LaRavia, who are fucking the worst basketball player I've ever seen all the time. He's the worst basketball player I've ever. He's terrible, dog. He sucks. That motherfucker should start a YouTube channel or something. Like he's ass. He's bad. Like, there's no reason why he should be on the NBA court. He's terrible. But that's been always our big thing is just developing young talent. Like that, to me, that's the only way the Lakers are going to catch up to the Spurs and the Thunder. They need to learn how to develop talent, draft young talent, and develop young talent to be able to be able to compete and grow depth. Because with the new CBA and how hard it is to build rosters just through paying and trading and stuff like that, it's hard. It's damn near impossible with some of the way these contracts are kind of leveled up. If you have 2-3 star players, it's damn near impossible to fill out your roster with money. It just is. Like the Thunder are going to start filling that here these next couple years with Shea's contract coming on, J-Dub's contract, and Chet. You're going to start seeing them having to get rid of Alex Caruso, Isaiah Hartenstein, maybe a Lou Dort, situations like that. And then on top of that, a lot of these players that are coming up that are really good, they're going to want contracts and they're going to have to move on as well. So you got to kind of establish a farm system, and that's what my Lakers need to do. JJ Redick needs to be more comfortable being able to play younger guys so he can get them ready for the playoffs. Like there's certain aspects when you're on the back-to-back, lower Luka's minutes, lower some of these vet guys' minutes like a Marcus Smart. Don't play them as much. Play Adore Thero, play Nick Smith Jr., play Drew Timme, get these guys ready so we know we're going to make the playoffs if Luka's healthy. That is a given. That is just an understanding. Like if you have Luka on your team, you're going to make the playoffs. Like give these younger guys to be able to do it. And then at the same time, our scouting department and all that will get better. Let's actually start developing these guys, because that's the only way we're going to catch up to these monsters and Spurs and the Thunder. It's just the only way. Number 2, obviously, I think it's LeBron James. We got to figure out what LeBron James wants to do, whether he wants to retire, if he wants to resign, if he wants to get traded, go somewhere else, whatever the case may be. I think that's the second biggest thing for us. Obviously, with his age, usually he would be number 1, but with his age, him getting older, I just think that we just need to figure out, like, what we want to. Number 1, we need to figure out what we need to do. It's not so much what LeBron wants to do. It's about what the Lakers need to do and what's best for the team. Now, if LeBron wants to come back, cool. He needs to be at that right number where we feel comfortable, where we can still build this team, build this roster to be championship level material. Like, it's just not going to happen with it being LeBron James and Luka. It's just not. Like, you cannot rely on LeBron James to be able to do that. He's played well in these playoffs, very well for his age, but we all know what's up. So we got to figure that out. But the number 1 thing for the Lakers is Austin Reeves. What do you do with Austin Reeves? He's entitled to a big max contract. Is he going to be your second best player on the team? Me personally, if you follow my Twitter, if you've been watching this show, Cris knows I don't want him to sign for $40+ million. I personally don't think he can be that player. I think he's a great offensive minded player, but in this league today, you need great two-way players. You need guys that can be able to score and obviously play defense. And the thing with Austin Reeves is good. He gave me 30+ points the last game, but look what he did in game 3. Looked fucking pathetic. Looked like he wasn't strong enough, getting pushed off his his spots on the offensive side, and then on defense he just get cooked. They literally went at Austin Reeves at every moment and got cooked. Who was on Austin Reeves? AJ Mitchell. You know what AJ Mitchell did? Hell of a player, scored 24 points. It just is what it is. I'm not personally giving them, but the Lakers front office, that's one of the biggest decisions. That's either going to make us or break us. That is the reality. I personally think that you trade Austin Reeves, you get assets, you try to get a Herb Jones, you try to get that great wing defender, or you try to get that great center, or maybe put him in the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, whatever the case may be, and that's what they need to do. So those are my three things for the Lakers. What you said?
You need to figure out what you're gonna do with LeBron James. You need to trade Austin Reeves for some players, somebody preferably a two-way guard that can help out on defense or forward, whatever. You need to get a quality center. I think you need a quality center back there, and you need some solid role players, man. Y'all rotation. I told you that last week. The problem is not your top end talent, it's the bottom end talent. It's the mid tier talent. Y'all need to get some role players to fit what JJ Redick wants on this team to help Luka if LeBron is back and whoever else y'all add to this squad. You know what I'm saying? Since you got a lot of money to play with, I anticipate y'all gonna add another superstar on this team. Maybe not an all-pro, but maybe a superstar as far as like, damn, they got that dude on the Lakers, like one of those type of guys. So I do think that you guys need to get that 6 through 12 figure out. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna bring back, I know you ain't a fan. I've seen your Twitter. You talk bad about Rui one game you like him. I don't know how you feel about him.
Listen, Rui. This is what Rui does. Rui had an amazing game. He does this every year, and I don't know why Laker fans get all like, oh, like now we got to keep Rui. He does this every year, dog. He has great games where he looks like he's the second to third best player on the squad, but 75% of the time he does idiotic shit. How many times have we seen LeBron throw his hands up in there because he made a dumb decision on the defensive side? Or he just starts bricking shit. Like, it's Rui. I love Rui. I do love Rui. But I do feel like we can upgrade that. Now, if we can't, would I mind Rui coming back? No. As long as it's at the right price, I wouldn't mind it. But don't sit here and act like we can't upgrade from Rui. Rui has some good games, but there's a lot of moments where he does idiotic shit on the court. It's like with the Lakers. We have a lot of smart, dumb guys. A lot of smart, dumb guys. Like, in certain aspects, they look like they're fucking geniuses, but then in other aspects, it's like, bro, what are you doing? What do you see out there in your brain that makes you want to do that? That's like Marcus Smart. We all know Marcus Smart is an all-time great defender. But on the offensive side, brother, you're not Magic Johnson. You're not Steph Curry. You're not Allen Iverson. What are you doing on the offensive side, brother? like if you're hitting your shots, cool. Go for the three. Go try to get. But he does the most sometimes on the offensive side where it's like, brother, what are you doing? Make the simple pass. Make the simple layup. He over there trying to do fucking and-one moves in the air. Like, what are you doing? Like, chill, B. That's one of the main problems why we keep losing these games is fucking turnovers. Austin Reeves does it. LeBron James has been horrible this series. And Marcus Smart has been putrid. He's been putrid. If you really want to talk, Rui Hachimura has been the best player in the series. Let's state facts. DeAndre Ayton, pathetic. You're 7 foot for no reason. No reason. You're a waste of height, bro. Like, give me that shit. Give Cris that shit. We would have a better opportunity. Like, he's a waste of fucking height, bro. He really is. Like, he's 7 foot for no reason. He can't grab a board over Alex Caruso. Like, what are we talking about? No fight, no effort. And you see it in JJ's face, bro. Like, He can't do it. Like, they got to find guys that got hunger, that got fight. Like, you look at San Antonio, you got Dylan Harper, who's a fucking rookie out there playing like a fucking dog. You got cats on Minnesota that are playing like fucking dogs. The Oklahoma City Thunder playing like dogs. New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons, the list goes on and on. What dogs do we have on our team? You can say Marcus Smart, but there's aspects on the offensive side that's fucking annoying. Austin Reeves ain't got no fucking dog in him. He gets punked every time. LeBron James is old. He on retirement mode. He worried about his fucking golf swing. Like, what are we talking about? Rui's our dog? No, he's not. He's not. Fucking Jake LaRavia, he's trash. Sign me. I'd rather have KB on the court than fucking Jake LaRavia. Put Kyle Kuzma in that bitch. I'd rather her wearing a Lakers jersey than him. And that says a lot. That says a lot. Like, dog, why don't you play Bronny James? Bronny James could be a better version of Jose Alvarado. Let's be honest. He's a short guard, but he's a great perimeter. He's a really good perimeter defensive player who can hit his three. Why can't he be put in a Jose Alvarado instance? Abdul Thero, he's clearly the most athletic guy that we have on the fucking perimeter. Why do you not play him more? Drew Timme showed some shit. Nick Smith Jr. has showed time and time again he can score 20 plus points, but they refuse to fucking play these guys in key moments. Nick Smith Jr. has won his 3, 4, 5 games by himself when Luka was out, when AR was out, when Brown was out, but they refuse to do that every single time. This is my main reason why I be like, yo, play these young guys, develop these young guys, because these guys want to play. We know what Rui is. We know what Jake LaRavia is. We know who DeAndre Ayton is. Stop putting hope in guys that we know are fucking ass. And besides Rui, but for the most part, we know who they are. That's the Lakers' problem. They keep going for guys that think they're going to change their ways because they put on a fucking Lakers jersey. That's not the case. And Lakers fans, I love my Lakers fans, but sometimes y'all are fucking obnoxious, and sometimes the way y'all talk, like, it's ridiculous, bro. Y'all sitting here trying to throw up trade scenarios to bring back Anthony fucking Davis. Do you guys really want to go through another episode of worrying whether Anthony Davis is playing or not? I love AD, but let's state facts, bro. He is the most hurt motherfucker on the court next to Joel Embiid. We never know day to day. Every time he hits the floor, we're damn near clutching our pearls, hoping this man hasn't broken his back, because he acts like he's fucking dying on the court every single time. It's the same shit with Joel Embiid. Do Laker fans really want to go through that? I've seen trades where you want to trade Adore Thero, our 2 first-round picks, Dalton Connect, DeAndre Ayton, for fucking Anthony Davis. For what? For what? Give me somebody that I can depend on, dog. And I love AD, but I'm not sending all that for AD. If it's a better package, then cool, come back to me. If it's a better number on his contract, cool, come back to me. But that's not the smart way to do that shit. You're just going to kill any kind of chance that we have to win with Luka Doncic. You got to be better than that. Anthony Davis does fit, but be better, dog. Stop sending these fucking dumbass trades that you would only send for fucking Giannis. You're not sending that for fucking Anthony Davis. Respectfully, you're not. He's getting older. And do you really think he wants to come back to LA after he got traded in the middle of the night after playing one of his better games in New York? Come on, dog. Let's be honest, man. We got to be smart about this situation. This is our opportunity to be back to greatness, but we cannot do dumb shit. We have 2 teams that are light years ahead of us right now. Light years. We got to get on their level, bro. We got to be smarter. We got to start changing our ways. And hopefully Mark Walter and his front office and Rob Pelinka can make the smart decisions so we can consistently be good, consistently be great. It's the reality of the situation right now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, player. Shout out to your Lakers.
Great year for what it was.
All right, man. Let's do our BetUs Surefire picks. All right, man. What you got?
You can go first because I low-key forgot.
All right, I'm gonna take the Pistons plus 3.5 over the Cavs. I'm taking OKC minus 12 over your Lakers. I'm taking the Cleveland Guardians over the Angels, and I'm taking the Yankees over the Orioles.
Okay. So for tonight, I'm gonna take the Pistons plus 3.5. I just feel a little bit more confident with them with the consistency on the basketball court. I think K is gonna have a great game. I'm easily taking Oklahoma City Thunder minus 12 against my Lakers. I just think my guys is ready, man. They're ready to go home. They're clocking in. Luka ain't coming back. LeBron ready for vacation, be with his family. Hit the golf courses, man. He's ready for that. So I don't think we're gonna win. For tomorrow, I'm gonna take Minnesota Timberwolves plus 10.5. I think that's a lot of points. I think Minnesota has played very, very well against San Antonio. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think San Antonio wins that game, but if you're giving me 10.5 points for Minnesota, I like that a lot. So those are my picks for BetUs.
For sure. If you go to any of our social media platforms, you'll see the BetUs link. Click on it. Sign up. First time users only. Put your information in. Put the promo code JOIN125. You get 125% sign-in bonus plus 10% gamblers insurance. That means 3 risk-free bets on $100 up to $5,000. So if you bet $100 on your first 3 deposits and you win or you lose, you keep your money. So you can keep your money, or you can win some money or keep your money on your first 3 deposits. So go over there, sign up. Tell them Chris Lamar sent you. And that does it for our BetUs Surefire picks. All right, man. Let's get into some boxing news, man. Unfortunately, David Morrell, somebody who we had high hopes for, didn't have a good weekend. He had a TKO knockout in the 10th round against his fight against Soretti. I think his name is Soretti. He was hurt in the 9th round, got saved by the bell, but ultimately in the 10th round, he caught right hand again, fell to the corner, combinations coming, referee stopped the fight. So overall, I'm asking you, is this over for David Morrell? He's still a relatively young guy, but do you think it is over for him?
I'll say this, man. I just think that it clearly shows we think he moved up too much. I think it might be that situation where I think he just moved up too much too fast. And you got to love the aspirations within him and believe in what he could do. Obviously, he gave us a really great, decent matchup with him and Benavidez. I just think Benavidez beat a lot out of him, especially in those later rounds. But in the beginning part, David Morrell was holding his own. You know what I mean? I think he kind of gave Benavidez his toughest competition in those beginning rounds, low key. You know what I mean? Some people might even have him winning a couple of those rounds, and him might be even being the lead earlier. But I just think the way he got beat was just so bad that I think he really needs to. As far as if he's going to stay in that weight class, then yes, it's over. It's a wrap. It's over. Now, if he's willing to move back down, I don't know how his body feels, but if he's willing to move back down, I will still give him a chance because we've seen what he was capable of doing in that weight class. But obviously, it's going to be a big mental hurdle, especially some of the ways he's been losing. Like, does he still have the confidence? Does he still have the willpower to keep fighting through this? That's what makes a great boxer turn into legendary in certain aspects. You know what I mean? So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what his camp decides to do for his future match. Number one, how long does he have to be out, especially after that kind of beating that he kind of got. So we got to see how long he has to be forced to be out. So we may not even see him until next year, but it'll be interesting to see what his camp decides to do moving forward.
No, I agree with you as far as him moving up too fast. I get it. He was trying to chase David Benavidez because that's what he wanted at 168. But since he's been at 175 outside of the David Benavidez fight, he has not looked good. Even the fight he took before this, he did not look well. The last fight he had before this one, he got awarded a win. I thought the other dude beat him.
True.
So
that's true.
So he got knocked down in that match too. So he has not looked good at 175. And the crazy part is this was at a catch weight, so it was like 177 they was fighting at. So that's even more. So I don't, like you said, I don't know how his body will adjust going back down to 168, but I think that's the weight class he needs to go back to. Like, I think he'll have a better chance of having a better successful career at that weight class. And there's some fighters he could fight at 168 that, they can give him some good fights. But I just think him chasing David Benavidez at 175, he's just realizing that his power didn't come with him. It is, and he's not hurting nobody. He's a hell of an athlete. You see it. He's got speed. It's just these dudes hit harder in this weight class and all that.
Yeah, and they weigh you down quicker too.
Yeah, so I think he needs to, get back with his team. He's still young enough to, still have a career, but maybe he needs to just go back down to 168 and he can, salvage the career that he has left. So yeah. So
just take the rest of the year off, man. Get your body back into where it needs to go and the weight class you need to be in. That's what you need.
Yeah. Then we had Fabio Worley versus Daniel Dubois, which, it's been said to be a fight of the year candidate, and I agree because these boys went back and forth. Now, 35 seconds into the match, Daniel Dubois, he got knocked down. He got back up, and then in the third round, he had to take a knee because he was hurt. So he had already been down behind the 8-ball. And then I don't know what happened, but his corner slapped shit out of him twice. His trainer slapped him 2 times, pow, pow, hard. And from that point on, we got a whole different Daniel Dubois. He came back, surged back, and it was a point where people were looking like, man, y'all might need to stop this fight. Worley's looking bad. Like, he was getting beat the hell up. Like, it was looking really, really bad. But finally, I think it was in the 11th round, he caught him in the jaw. Hit him right in the corner. Referee stepped in, stopped the fight. Daniel Dubois is now your new. I think he got 2 belts now. So it's going to be interesting to see where Daniel Dubois goes next after this, because we already know Usyk is probably going to fight, somebody else or whatever. Maybe he gets the Usyk fight. I don't know.
He gonna fight the winner of Joshua Fury.
But I think a lot of people want to see Dubois face Moses. I know a lot of people want to see Moses get that big fight. He certainly earned it. So what are your thoughts, man? How do you feel about the fight? And I know you might not have watched it, but just how you feel overall.
Yeah, I didn't get an opportunity to watch it. I saw a little bit of highlights and stuff like that. And look, man, I just think it was a great way for him to respond, especially the way the way you made it sound, especially in the early rounds where him getting caught and stuff like that. So that just shows the kind of competitor that Dubois is, the kind of fighter that he is. So we all know he's not going to be easy out. So I just think honestly it just kind of makes it more interesting in that weight class with him holding the belt. Obviously he's going to have options moving forward. So I'm gonna be intrigued. I'm gonna have to try to catch his next fight for sure. I just didn't have the opportunity to catch this one, but I'm gonna be intrigued to see the opportunities that he gets ahead of him and what kind of opponents they're talking about him facing for that belt.
Do you think Wilder has a shot?
No. We gotta let go. Look. I love Wilder. I love what he brought in his earlier years. Like, if he wants to go out on his sword on this fight, I'm not gonna be mad at him if he is given this opportunity. Would I have any faith that he wins this? No, I don't, because if he's not gonna get out Dubois in the first round or second, he just doesn't have a shot. You know what I mean? Now, maybe with him in his mind that, what he saw in the earlier rounds from Dubois, maybe he feels like he can be the one to get him out in that earlier stages. So maybe his confidence might be through the roof. Like, maybe he's seeing some things like, man, if it was me that was throwing those punches, he's out of here. He's not getting up. Then maybe, you know what I mean? But I think that's the only opportunity he has, because if he knocks him down and he gets back up, it's lights out. So, I always be a Wilder fan, but the way he is in his career, I just can't have faith in it.
Yeah, I agree.
You think he's going to get it? You think he'll get that match?
I wouldn't be surprised if they do Daniel Dubois versus. I think Moses is going to get ducked. I think Moses gets ducked. Even though I think Daniel Dubois is a competitor, and I don't think he would duck him. I just think for money purposes wise, Wilder has the more cachet than Moses. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's more money in that. Like, Wilder versus Dubois in Vegas, that has more cachet.
It does. Now, I wouldn't be. I said I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he gets, and if that's what Wilder wants, then again, I'm not mad. Get your bread, get your money. But if you think I'm picking Wilder, I'm not. I'm not, respectfully, and it's not because
he would definitely have to get him in the first two.
At least first two.
Anything past that, Dubois is gonna win that match.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, man. It's time for most random news.
No, I'm surprised you ain't have nothing on Shakur and Zuffa.
Because it hasn't really been official. They haven't
Do you
really
even think that's
announced it.
real? Do you even think that's real? Do you number one? Do you even think he should do that?
I mean, they're giving out the bag. I ain't never gonna tell nobody not to get the bag. But as
Like,
far
did you
as
see what Roy
legacy
Jones?
purposes,
Did you see what Roy Jones Jr. said about it?
oh yeah, he cussed out the lady
Yeah,
and walked
you
off.
you
on the
agree with
interview.
it?
I hear him. I hear what everybody's saying, but y'all don't even care about these belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about the IB or the W. They got so many of them. It's so if you're not a boxing fan, it's confusing. You got the regular champion, the interim champion,
Ring Magazine, IBC, WO, WBC. Yeah.
So it's probably just as I get the name and the prestige of it has been around longer, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? So Zuffa boxing coming in is just like, I get it. It don't really mean nothing. If I got the Zuffa heavyweight champion, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But if these fighters go over there and sign, it's gonna mean something.
Yeah, but here's my issue with it because we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. It's you're having these black athletes joining with Dana White, who has been associated with a man that just does not like black people at all. And he's killing the country everywhere he gets. And you see what he's doing in UFC and the fighters and how he pays them. And you got UFC fighters that have second jobs and they can't afford their day-to-day because of the way UFC is paying these guys. Now, obviously, the Zuffa is not paying, they're paying a lot more better than what they're paying these UFC guys. But if you're Shakur Stevenson, if you're Devin Haney, you're some of these, I'm not going to shit on like the up and coming young boxer, but even then I would still look at you a little weird that you're going to support a man that doesn't support you, like in every aspect. And I hate to make it political, but it is just a reality in the situation. Like, you got to look at that and be like, if you're Shakur Stevenson, why would I align myself with Dana White in this economic climate that we're in today? Like, it's not a good look. You know what I mean? I get it, get your bag, but you can get your bag in a lot of different places, brother. It's not like you're not a hot commodity. It's not like you can't get big time fights. You don't need Zuffa. It's the same with Devin Haney. You don't need Zuffa. To me, you going to Zuffa, it just shows that you can't get it on your own, that you need somebody to uplift you in status to make you get where you want to go. To me, that's what Zuffa is to me. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? But that's just me, man. It's just, I try to give Dana White as much a benefit of the doubt because I've heard stories around here in Vegas where he is a nice dude, you know what I'm saying? But when you're in the climate that we're in today, in the political aspect of it, and just the way everything has been going on in this country, it is hard for me as a black athlete to associate myself with Dana White. It just is. It really is.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm not the biggest Dana White fan either. I just don't like outside of.
I used to like him, but it's hard. It's getting harder and harder by the day. It really is.
I just don't like the way he treats his fighters. I don't like the way he treats them in UFC. He treats them like nothing, like dirt, like nothing, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And he's starting to step into boxing, but then in boxing, if he's giving cats the bag like this, if you're a UFC fighter, you're like, well, what the fuck, man?
Exactly. We made you who you were. You know what I mean? Like, you took a risk in buying UFC, but without the fighters, you ain't where you are, player. That is just the reality of the situation. And again, I hate to bring it up, but when you associate yourself with Donald Trump, who has clearly done a lot to dehumanize immigrants, to dehumanize black people, take rights away from black people and immigrants and stuff like that over and over, has killed the economy over and over. And you have Dana White, who has openly said he does not give a fuck. He gonna rock with his friend and he don't care. So why, as a black superstar athlete, would you associate with that? You don't need him. And that is the problem with certain people. They think all money's good money. It's not. It's not. And you're Shakur Stevenson, you're Devin Haney. You have so many different outlets to get your bread. You do not need Dana White. You do not. You don't. No boxer. That's why I appreciate what David Benavidez says. Yeah, I'll fight your boxers. Yeah, I'll fight your boxers. But I don't need to go over there. I'm fucking David Benavidez. I don't need you. Y'all need me. Shakur Stevenson, you don't need Dana White. Dana White needs you. Devin Haney, same thing. You don't need him. He needs you. That's why he's trying to get you away from all those motherfuckers. That's the real reason. So why do you need that? You look funny. You do. You look goofy as fuck. Respectfully, you do. Like, as black athletes, you gotta have some certain level of fucking pride, bruh. Like, for real.
Yeah. It is what it is, play.
Like, come on. I expect this from like Floyd Mayweather. I wouldn't expect it from like, well, honestly, you can, I don't know these motherfuckers. So yeah, you can expect it from anybody. But sooner or later, man, black athletes got to have fucking pride and not associate with themselves with fucking ignorance because of a fucking bag. You can get a bag anywhere. If you believe in yourself, you can get a bag. You've done it all your career. Why do you need help now? Get the fuck out of here. Like, respectfully.
I hear you. I agree with you, play. I'm just saying. All right, man. It's time for Maul's Random News.
It is now time for Maul's Random News.
Yes. The best time of this show. My favorite, y'all's favorite, Chris's favorite. Random news. A lot of topics that don't make it to the main docket, but they do make it on this. And we also love hearing Chris's opinions about other topics outside of the Kansas City Chiefs. So, I'm messing with you, brother. Sir, are you ready for this week's random news?
Let's get it.
All right, man. So first up, speaking of UFC, man, I know you're not a UFC guy, but I know you know this guy. Conor McGregor, man, seems like he might be on his way back for International Fight Week, which is in July. Be July 11th. Per Ariel Helwani, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway is on the goal line, and something crazy would have to happen for the fight to fall through. As of right now, they're on the goal line. It will be signed, sealed, and delivered. Something awful has to happen for this fight not to come to fruition. July 11th. That is the plan. It's not quite 100%. It's very close to 100%. What are your thoughts, man? Conor McGregor potentially coming back and the stardom that he brings, man. Would this be a big time fight that you might even be interested in?
No. He's probably gonna lose.
Max Holloway is a beast. I think it'll be an amazing fight. I would watch this. I'll be more excited about this than the fucking White House card.
We haven't seen when the last time Conor McGregor fought?
Shit, it's been 3-4 years. It's been about 3-4 years now.
Okay. We'll see.
It's just going to be exciting based on the two guys, Max Holloway, Conor McGregor. We all know the press conferences are going to be fucking legendary.
What's up, man?
With him. I do think Max wins that. But we all know the anticipation of Conor McGregor, the atmosphere Conor McGregor brings, that the gate that he would bring. Again, I would be more excited to watch that than I would be watching fucking the International Fight Week. Even though I love Ilia Topuria, I love Alex Pereira, I love watching those guys. So most likely I will try to tune into that, but I'm more excited about this. Next up, man, Vanity Fair, man. They had a little interview with Lane Kiffin, and Lane Kiffin reportedly left Ole Miss because families were uncomfortable with Oxford's racial history and lack of diversity. Kiffin took issues with symbols like the Confederate flag, the Colonel Rebel, and the nickname Ole Miss. People have been getting on this, you know what I mean? Obviously, Ken Kiffin, he has supported his loyalty to the MAGA base. And we've had some people quote on him. I'll read this one. He says, "Man, please, miss me with that made-up race-bait excuse, bro. You knew full well the state and university's histories when you took the deal and stayed. Don't now move to Louisiana, where quite literally the state and its representatives are actively trying to find ways to wipe out Black voter rights to justify your decision to make the move to Death Valley. This is the literal definition of an in one frying pan and into another. The picking and choosing shit pisses me off, no matter the context." What are your thoughts with Lane Kiffin and his comments about leaving Ole Miss, and obviously, the comments that young gentleman wrote about the whole article?
I agree with the young gentleman. Lane Kiffin is full of shit. He ain't doing this for no racial situations. He's doing it because he wanted to go to LSU. He feels like he has a better chance to try to win a national championship at LSU because he feels like he can get better athletes at LSU, even though Ole Miss can get good athletes too. They made a deep run in the playoffs this year. But but still, that's the reason why he left. Money. And he feels like he has a better opportunity to get better players at LSU and win a championship. That's why he left. That was one of his dream jobs because Nick Saban used to coach there, and Nick Saban is like one of his goats, his gods in football. So he wanted to follow in his footsteps. So That's the reason why. But that race shit that he talking about, that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. All right, next up, man. Obviously, we know what happened in the draft lottery. Obviously, the Indiana Pacers, man, they didn't fare out too well. And the GM, he made some comments about the trade that sent Ivica Zubac to the Pacers and them trading away their top overall pick that turned into number 5. A lot of Pacer fans are really upset about that. So he went on the Pod McAfee cast, made some comments, and then we'll share this, and then we'll get your thoughts, man.
And we looked at each other during the draft lottery, and I go, man, this feels like Game 7 again. And it really did. And, you know, I'm not sorry about doing the trade. I felt like that was the right trade at the right time. What I felt for is Mr. Simon, like 37 years in the draft, or, 37 years and not moving up once it's just tough. And I felt like we were due a little luck. And you have to take risk. A few years ago, we weren't taking enough risk, and making those Tyrese trades and Siakam trades and Aaron Nesmith. You have to take the appropriate risk in this business. And there's something else that's changed in the NBA, and that, free agency isn't really free agency. Teams re-sign and keep their best players. So now you have the draft or you have trade. Draft is risky business. It can be great business, and there are drafts that are better. And this draft looks like it's going to be a terrific draft. But we couldn't have done this trade if last year we didn't trade our pick into this year. So we used that asset, and we got Zoo. But trading is the way you get players now, and you have to take some shots. And hopefully this one works out. We think it will. We love Zoo. I mean, we love Zoo. We love what he's about. He's tough. Yeah. I remember seeing a game when we played the Clippers. He had 30 points and 29 rebounds. He just kicked our butts. And sometimes you want to get elite talent, but you also want to get true fits, and he's a true fit for us. So we'll see. The story hasn't been told yet. We'll see. But the other thing to note is this. So where do we stand today, right? Like, that's the most important thing. Where do we stand today? We've got a starting 5 that we feel good about. We have a bench that's improving, and TJ McConnell and Obi and Huff and those guys have some serious experience now. And we have 5 of our next 6 years drafts. We're not one of those teams that threw 5 or 6 picks into the future. We now have 5 in the next 6. So we still have the ways to improve the team over the next few years.
All right. That was the GM of the Indiana Pacers who made those comments, obviously, about the whole situation with trading the 5th overall pick for Ivica Zubac. What are your thoughts, sir? Do you think with him explaining himself, does it justify it, or should Pacers fans still be upset?
This is a tough one because, look, we knew that this draft was supposed to be one of the better drafts, and that was the risk you took. You know more about Zubac than me. Was he worth that trade?
For the amount that he traded for, no, it was a lot. They traded, they got Benedict Mathurin, another player, another 2nd round pick, plus this 5th round pick for Ivica Zubac. So no, I don't think it was a lot.
What's the ceiling for him?
He's good. He's a good guy. He probably can get you like 18 and 10 on a great night for him. He's a decent center, but in this all-time draft that we have, I think I think people would have probably preferred to get one of these players, whether it's a Caleb Wilson, whether it's a Keegan Wagler, whether it's whatever the case may be, whoever falls into that 5th spot, which I think would be either Keaton Wagler or Darius Akov. But you could have used that 5th round pick to trade back, get more assets for this, and pick a couple players, whether it's like a Pete, you could have got a Henry Vassar, there's still a lot of great players, Sinak Jr. from Houston. There's a lot of still really good players that you could have traded back, even if they don't fit,
Oh, well, only thing I can say, man, you better hope it work out, man. You better hope when Halliburton come back, you guys are back in your spot that you need to, but whoever gets picked in that 5th spot ain't better than what you got on the court. Or at least Zubac is, a solid enough to help your team get back to the finals.
Nah, for sure. All right, next up, man. Speaking of dating news, obviously if dating wasn't hard enough, economy wasn't dating enough, but per BMO, it now costs millennials $252 on average for a date. What are your thoughts with this, man? Is it just now becoming more of a just, let's do the Chad Ochocinco, just hit up McDonald's real quick, share a drink.
I mean, I think that's all depending on where you're at. With the person you're dating, you got to know who you're dating. If she comes off the rip and she wants you to get some extravagant dining, then I mean, it is what it is, player. But if you got a woman that's like, look, I ain't trying to break your pockets, you know what I'm saying? We could start off going to get some drinks, nice little spot, get some, some solid food, and you ain't gotta go all out. It's probably that third or fourth date or the official date that y'all go on. You might have to spend a little cash. But if you're doing that every date, then it's like, you gotta balance it out. You know what I'm saying? Balance it out. Some dates you're gonna have to pay close to $100 to $200. Some dates you're gonna pay like $60. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what type of lady you got.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's starting to look more and more reasonable to just pay for it, dog. Like don't even go on a date. It's starting to get to the point where it might be cheaper just to pay for it. At this point, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. Just go ahead, hit up them strip clubs, man. They got them rooms for like a couple hundred, maybe. You know what I mean? You might even get a free chicken wing dinner out of that shit, man. Let's call it spade a spade. All right, man. Shout out to all the strippers though, man. I know y'all work hard for your money. Y'all paying for tuitions and shit. Shout out to y'all. I ain't been in a strip club in a minute though, so y'all know. All right, next up, man. Some Kendrick news, man. Seems like Kendrick has pulled GNX and some of his music videos. Euphoria, Not Like Us. I think Not Like Us was just recently put back on, but a lot of people have been a big commotion about it. This is technically Drake week. Obviously, this is Iceman week. We get Iceman, but GNX has been pulled from all major music platforms. I double checked to make sure it was real. GNX is no longer on Apple Music currently as of right now, at least last time I checked. So what are your thoughts with this, man? Kendrick pulling GNX. Some people think, man, the Boogeyman might try to step on Drake a little bit, you know what I mean? Maybe he might add some shit on GNX or something. There were rumors of GNX, like a 2.0 or like another part to GNX, obviously because of, during the concert, instead of the black GNX, he had a red GNX. So, there was rumors about maybe a potential like, extended album or something like that. But with this being said, is this a amount of anything to you? Something, nothing? Do you think we get little Kendrick fucking with Drake? Like, what's up?
I think this is Kendrick mind games once again. That's what he's doing. He's trying to spook Drake. That's what he is. He's trying to. What are you doing over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, DJ Academic's gonna come out with some shit.
Nah. Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. Maybe if he does come out, then that's gonna be funny.
I don't know. It just does seem interesting that he decides to do all this the week Drake comes out. So maybe it could just be a situation where he is fucking with him. But look, if Kendrick drops some new shit the day of and it kills any momentum Drake has, we might be back in summer of 2024. That's all I'm gonna say. But speaking of Drake, Charlamagne, he made some comments about Drake's upcoming album. We'll play this clip real quick, and we'll get your thoughts, sir.
Khaled, you need to be on edge too. You and A$AP Rocky, y'all getting direct shots on the project. Just want y'all to know that.
Khaled?
Yes. Yep.
He tries to say so positive and at work and working out.
Well, Callie, you might have wanted to keep some of that weight on, man, because that's what I was told. He's getting direct shots on that.
Do you got any shots coming your way?
I have no idea.
We'll see.
All right,
that's the latest.
Yeah, Khaled and Rocky do, and Karol G's on the album as well. Y'all know Karol G?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else?
Is that a big deal?
You're a Drake fan, man. Look at you. You're a low Drake fan.
No, I'm not actually. I'm probably saying a lot of things he don't want out yet. They probably don't want none of this out. He didn't want people in the studio either after I said the thing about Future. So Screamer's gonna be busy this week, though. I heard they all flying down.
No, because Iceman.
Yeah, they flying. Drake is flying a lot of the streamers out to be with him for his release.
He's supposed to be flying. He was supposed to be doing the DJs and the streamers out there.
I was told that Screamer's gonna be pre-taped, though. It's gonna be at the CN Tower, but it's gonna be pre-taped.
Well, he was at the CN Tower over the weekend. There was video that people believe was him in the tower shooting something.
Yeah, it's gonna be that live stream. It's just pre-taped.
All right. There you go. We got a little something for Drake's new upcoming album, man. What's your thoughts of what Charlamagne said? You know, DJ Khaled getting shots, ASAP Rocky getting shots, Karol G being on the album. Obviously, he leaked that Future was going to be on the album. Drake upset about that. What your thoughts about that, man? What's your anticipation with Drake, man? You excited for the album, man? What's going on?
I'm interested to see what Drake got to say, you know what I'm saying, on this album. Hopefully he gives us some good music. That's all I've been asking for. Man, just leave the beefs alone, dog.
Yeah.
You know, you shooting shots at DJ Khaled, fine. ASAP Rocky, okay, cool, whatever. But I think just give us some good music, dog. Yeah. That's all I want. That's all I want from you, Drake. Good music. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah, no, I feel it. I'm excited for the Drake album. I know, you know, Tyra and Kathy, you know, they don't want us to listen to the album.
We're gonna listen to it. I'm a grown ass man, dog. Listen to whatever I want.
Facts. We gonna listen to it. I'm gonna be at the concert too. I want Drake to put out a great album. I want hits. I want bops. I want a Drake hit. I want to be able to listen to some shit that I could fuck with. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what we said during the Kendrick Lamar shit, at the end of the day, we just stated obvious and we stated facts. You know what I mean? It wasn't biased. It wasn't nothing. I like both brothers, but let's be real. Kendrick won that shit. He stepped on the shit. He won. It is what it is. Now it's been years. Motherfuckers should be moved on. I understand that Drake wants to send out his shots. This is his first major release since all that shit has happened. We've asked for him to kind of just, you know, be out of sight, out of mind, drop some real shit. He did that. You know, he built up the anticipation for Iceman. People are excited about that. I think people can root for Drake. I think people should have moved past on from that. That's just me. But, you know, we'll see. We know Drake fans are still salty. They're still a little bit misty-eyed and shit because of what happened. But your boy will be fine, man. He's still one of the best to ever do it. So it is what it is. All right, next up, man. I saw this on X. It said somebody put a little thing that said Ryan Clark said this on his VIA the Pivot podcast. It says, look, I'm gonna be real with you. Black college athletes need to stop signing with schools and states that gerrymander districts to block black representation. Some people thought that was real, but Ryan Clark, you know, he posted this about 20 hours ago. He says, it's always weird to have to say this. I have no statement about where college athletes should or shouldn't be paid. The quote and graphic using my face and name is fake. It's a lie. I post enough on social media. If it's not on my profile, I didn't say it. Lots of cameras around me. There would be a video, which is true. So we all assume that, you know, this isn't real, but it did spark a really good conversation about should black athletes keep, you know, going to these schools who are trying to literally gerrymander districts so black votes are suppressed even more. So I wanted to get your thoughts, sir. I know you don't like to really talk about stuff like this, but it relates to sports. So what are your thoughts with this? Do you think that should be something that black athletes should consider when they decide to make their decisions to go to these colleges?
No, definitely should consider it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be in a state where they trying to stop black votes. You know what I'm saying? You're a black athlete, and if you are, you know, wanting to be a vote that matters in the election, you know what I'm saying, you might not want to be in that type of state. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely should be a conversation and something that you should think about. But I know it's hard because there's a lot of cities, a lot of states that, you know what I'm saying, that might have that. But you definitely should think about it, you know, as far as your decision of what college you want to play for and represent, what state you're going to be representing. You definitely should think about it.
Nah, I totally agree. These black athletes have a lot of power, especially for these colleges, man. If you're a top 4-star, 5-star, hell, even 3-star recruits or anything like that, you know, this is when the time when your voice can be heard. You know what I mean? A lot of these colleges have tremendous power in their states, in their government. You have government officials who support this team. You know, start asking questions. You know what I mean? Start asking questions. What are these schools doing to protect black rights? What are these schools doing to protect that voter suppression isn't real? You know what I mean? That, you know, that you're not trying to block out my vote, because if I'm going to sit here and make you billions of dollars and win you a championship, you know, yeah, you're going to pay me. But again, you know, a lot of these athletes, again, you know, they come from poor homes. So, you know, they might be, you know, with the money stuff. So we'll see. You know what I mean? I think this is just a great opportunity for black athletes to stand for something, especially in this climate. But we all know most of the time how it goes. Next up, man, NBC Sports has picked up rights to an additional NFL game on Saturday, January 2nd, 2027, as part of the league's final regular season weekend. Overall, NBC Sports will have 26 NFL games, including 2 wildcard games and 1 divisional postseason broadcast. What are your thoughts with this, man? Are you a fan of the NBC broadcast, or do you think
I don't have no problem with the NBC. That's Sunday Night Football, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they do it pretty good. Rodney Harrison. I don't think Chris Sims is on there no more. It's Tomlin now, right?
Yeah, Tomlin did get the job, yeah, so he will be on there, yeah.
It's interesting to see how Tomlin does on there. Tony Dungy, all those guys are going to be on there. Chris Collinsworth's son, I forgot his name, but I know his son is on the panel too. So, and what's the black chick name?
What's her name? Maria Taylor.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, shout out to her. But I like the little cast on there. So I think they do a good job to get you ready for the game. So, and I think they do good content to get you ready for the game. So I don't have no problem now. Another damn game they're adding to the damn schedule. Relax.
The only thing I say about the NBC thing is I hate their sound quality. I love ESPN sound quality way more than NBC's, man. I've noticed that with the NBC. I do. It's literally night and day. Because like when on the ESPN Monday night, you hear everything. You hear the chatter. You hear the quarterback's calls. You hear the hits. You hear the pops. You hear it all. You hear the fan, the noise. It just sounds more vibrant, more loud, and more like honestly, like when you watch the NBA game today, I think it's on NBC. It just sounds it doesn't sound the same. It doesn't hit the same. Like the quality is just always bad to me. It's just doesn't feel the same. Like I don't know if people pay attention to that, but when Sunday Night Football comes, like just pay attention to that compared to Monday Night Football. It's just night and day. But I do love the cast. I think Mike Tomlin's going to add a lot, and I think they did say they're going to travel to every Sunday Night Football game as well. So I think that's dope too. Next up, man, the WNBA's media deal now exceeds $3 billion. A source confirms to Front Office Sports. The league has already added $900 million to the $2.2 billion media deal with Disney, Amazon, and NBC Universal announced in 2024, including adding USA Sports and renewed deals with Scripps and Paramount. What are your thoughts with this, man? WNBA is now exceeding $3 billion for their media deal rights. Nice.
That's what's up. Shout out to the ladies. That just shows you how much this league is growing. Yeah. And me and Maul talk about it all the time, man. How this is getting better. The competition is getting better. You're getting better players on here, and this is going to keep growing and growing as much as the competition keeps growing, and how more teams keep coming too. So shout out to the ladies, man. Y'all deserve it.
Nah, no doubt. All right, next up, man, we got the fellas from 320 Podcast. They made some comments about baby mamas, and we're gonna let Cris comment about that, man. We play this video real quick, and then we'll go off from here.
This weekend, Barbie, it is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day in advance. Catch me in the studio. What's a proper Mother's Day gift?
You like your baby mama or you don't like your baby mama?
Give them answers for both.
Okay. If you like your baby mama, I would say everybody is different, but I think
it's different if you still hitting her.
Yeah, like if you still hitting her, it's supposed to be like Christmas around here,
Yeah.
All right. What about if you ain't hitting her but you like her?
If you're not hitting her and you like her, little money, little flowers.
Yeah, I'm gonna put something in the car from my son.
Yeah. And then if you don't like her at all, at least let the kid get her some flowers and a balloon.
Oh, okay. You got some motives.
If I don't like her, it's over.
But you supposed to get your baby mama something, or you supposed to get your mama something?
You're the mother of your child and your mom.
Yeah, that's their mama.
Yeah, but you have to do it until they're old enough. You got to put it in them. Like you got to show them how to.
Yeah, it's probably over with. I'm like, that's show my. I'm gonna get my mama something.
No, you got to teach them that this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to show respect to women and appreciation to your mother.
Oh my God!
Who's gonna teach them? Who's gonna
you
teach
hate
them?
respect to women?
No, I hate that. That shit's so fucking overrated. Like,
what's overrated?
I'm trying to go off on this show, but damn, like the respect on Mother's Day. No, for real. Like, if I fucking hate you, I don't respect you. I'm not getting you nothing. I don't give a fuck what Junior want for his mom. He better fucking draw something in art class at school for his mom. I getting you fucking nothing. You raggedy motherfucker. I hate you. Why do you deserve a fucking gift? Why? Why should I get you something? Because I cracked you and made this little nigga?
Yeah.
That shit was a fucking disaster.
Okay, while we here. Now, if she never gets you a Father's Day gift, that's
They
fair.
don't usually do that.
Well,
Girls are full of shit.
Father's Day
Oh, my
don't
mama,
matter.
girls
Do
do
you buy
not buy
Father's Day
niggas Father's Day gifts.
I buy Father's Day gifts. I was buying Father's Day gifts before he was a father. But now we do hate each other, so.
You still buying gifts?
No.
All right. Shit ain't about nothing. That's what I'm saying. Fuck that shit.
Because what?
He said no.
Listen, because he's gonna. If he, my son, what small thing do you get a dad that you hate? You can't get him flowers and a balloon. So what small would I get him?
I don't know. Think.
I don't know. Pack of underwear.
That's the fucking problem. Y'all want to stop thinking when y'all got to do some shit. Nah, motherfucker, think.
Be here cooking today.
These fucking flowers. Helfer, what the fuck you mean? What small? Nah, bitch, buy me something big.
No, why? If you just said I don't want to buy you nothing.
Fuck
You
you
said if
talking
I
about?
ain't buy you nothing, so why would I buy him? Never.
Go big.
Never.
Fuck out of here. Like, that's bullshit. It ain't nothing to Barbie. I'm just saying, like, on some real shit, bro.
Yeah.
Girls always fucking come down and nigga, like they say, and they ride with Barbie too.
Yeah.
It ain't, I mean, what could we get?
What?
Like
What
those
small would you
flowers and-
appreciate? If you give him
Wallet.
something small, he gonna be like,
Louis
Niggas
wallet.
like t-shirts,
Louis ain't small.
drawers, socks, all
Louis
kind
ain't
of
small.
shit.
It's Louis wallet like
Give me a care
500.
package. Yeah.
Oh, Louis wallet like 500.
All right, man. That was his comments. You know what I mean, of the whole baby mama situation. Man, what's your thoughts with that whole situation?
I do agree with her on the standpoint of, you know, when you got little kids, man, your problems is not their problems. So if you got beef with her, you still gotta teach your son, like, look, man, I'm gonna give you a couple of dollars, you get your mama a card, whatever, tell you love her, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's your mama. You still gotta respect her. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta instill those values. Because even if y'all ain't on good terms, that ain't got shit to do with you and your kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's how kids get into the middle of that shit when the daddy may be feeding something, the mama may be feeding them something. Next thing you know, the son or the daughter grow up hating their mama or their daddy. You don't want that. You just don't want that. That's not their problem. You know what I'm saying? Whatever issues y'all got, y'all handle that. That's between y'all. But if y'all on good terms, even still, it depends. Because if she's in a relationship, my nigga, and this is like, I'm not buying you a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, once the kids get old enough, they can go out there and go get their own gift. They can make decisions to say, I don't want to give my mama this or that. All right, well, you know, I gave you some money. I gave you a little money. Go get your mama that. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. But you going out your way to go get some gifts for a woman that you're not even together. Yeah, even if y'all on good terms. You know what I'm saying? I can speak to my situation. You know, me and my ex-wife are on great terms. But I'm not going out there to buy her a gift. I'm sorry. And plus, she got a husband. But still, I'm not going out there to buy her a gift. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And it's the same way. She ain't buying me no gift. So it's like, we wish each other happy Mother's Day. She wished me happy Father's Day. We keep it pushing. Now, my lady, yeah, I get her a gift. You know what I'm saying? So my fiance, of course, I get her a gift. That's what I'm saying. Like, but as far as the children, the mother of my children, nah, I'm not getting her a gift now. You know what I'm saying? But if, you know, little kid, whatever, you have little kids, little ones, yeah, you teach them to give to their mama, you know what I'm saying? Because they're in her house, you show that respect, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you instill that respect. Like I said, y'all issues ain't they issues.
Yeah, obviously I ain't got kids, but I agree with being if you don't like her, if you don't fuck with her, y'all on bad terms. What we doing? What we doing? Like, we hate you, I hate you, you hate me. Like, let's just move on. I agree with that situation, but again, I don't have kids. All right, man. Next up, man. Got a couple more videos here, man. Play this clip, man. Get Chris's thoughts, man. Go from there. All right. Obviously, John Cena. Everybody was making some big rumblings that John Cena was going to go on Backlash and make an announcement. That was his announcement, sir. You are the resident wrestling fan. What are your thoughts with this new belt and John Cena's new classic?
I get the concept of it, but I think the whole fan voting for the champion thing is stupid. I think they should just simplify it, make it a tournament. You know, have Group A, NXT, the Super SmackDown, Raw Superstars. Group B, same thing. Group C, Group D, men and women, and just do it like that. Like, you doing this, oh, he doesn't win the match, but I like his hustle more than the guy who won the match. So I'm gonna vote for the guy who lost. Like, that don't make sense to me. I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense to me. Just do a tournament, simplify it. And it's just, you crowned the whole point of this probably would be you want to boost one of the newer superstars into a different stratosphere. So you pick your superstar that you want to get boosted out of this, and then you go from there. But doing this whole the qualifying matches, and even if the guy loses or the woman loses, they still can get voted in as the champion. That sounds stupid to me.
Yeah, obviously you know better than me. You know what I mean? I understand the vote. Like, do you honestly think that wrestling fans would vote for somebody who lost the fight? Could you potentially see that?
I don't know. I mean, if it's a popularity contest, they might.
Yeah, like I do agree with you. I think this could boost like some guys that you would think would need more love. Like, because I know you always talk about certain wrestlers that you would love to see get more of a shine. So maybe that could be the kind of flavor for this. And then obviously, I guess kind of gives the fans an opportunity, maybe not to tell their own story, but in a sense, like, create their own kind of mark on whatever is going on in the WWE. I don't know. That's just kind of how I see it on the outside looking in. I was kind of interested to see your views, if you liked it or not. But I understand your concerns though. Yeah. Because when is this?
I don't know. It's supposed to be a whole pay-per-view. They said that's what he said. It's supposed to be a whole pay-per-view that he's doing this. So I don't know how they're gonna do this, but
so this is like a one night only thing.
Yeah. So they need to iron out the particulars in this. So
this is happening this year?
Guess so.
It's after you sounded like I thought this was going to be like a year-long thing where it's just kind of like everything's like a build-up and all that. But if they're making the way you making it sound like, it just sounds like this is more like filler then. Like,
I don't think it's filler. I just think that because if you're putting like stars and like young stars in this, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got Trick Williams and Javon Evans and whoever else in this tournament, then it's not going to be no filler. I'm just saying, like, you need to iron out the particulars of. I'm voting for, I don't know. Let's say Javon Evans. He loses a match, but I vote for him to win the championship because he had a damn good match and he hustled.
Yeah.
No,
I feel you. I don't mean filler as disrespectful. I mean a filler is like more of like a money aspect type of thing. And then obviously in the sense of like, you obviously can bring up, it could be like an NXT young superstar that people might gravitate towards who maybe that might help them. Mm-hmm. Maybe it might be like a pedometer to show you the WWE who fans want to see, coming up, moving up the ranks, who they need to showcase more. Maybe this could be just kind of like a media, like a data grab in a sense of like, all right, like these fans, they appreciate this guy a lot or this young lady a lot. Maybe we should feature her more in certain story aspects, maybe get her involved with an Io Sky situation or get this guy involved with, a Trick Williams or Braun Breaker situation. Maybe it could be in that sense. Like, I understand you in the voting process. Like, that sounds dumb. You're going to vote for somebody for the hustle and the ethics of whatever the case may be. But maybe this could just be an outlier of just giving them who they need to promote more as far as like that. Maybe it could be that situation. I don't know. I'm just trying to look at the grass is greener kind of thing. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll see what's up. All right, man. We'll finish up with this. We got a couple videos though, but this is all Draymond Green the last week. We'll play a couple of these. We'll start off with this one with him and commenting on Austin Rivers, and we'll go from there.
I don't like to get in these back and forths because, quite honestly, guys that you usually get into the back and forths with, they become back and forths because it's like one of them like severely tips something this way and the other is just like kind of so far down that it kind of pulls you back a little bit. And so, speaking of Austin Rivers, I saw he said he's bewildered and it's ridiculous of what I said. And I just find it interesting that a guy who was the 10th pick in my draft, I was 35, who's on his second act, still on act 1, he goes, Draymond, never been a scorer. Austin, you and I averaged the same amount of points in high school. And I say high school because that's when you were at your best. And then in college, he was still good. He was very featured at Duke because NBA careers, should he really talk about my NBA career? I'm still with my first team. He was gone from his first team in 2 years. The guy received the biggest bailout in U.S. history prior to President Trump bailing out the airlines when his dad gave him $42 million. I tip my hat to Doc. I pray that I can give DJ $200 million or give Deuce $250 million. I pray that I can do that one day. I love how people just go take the 15 seconds that they want to take and make it a headline. But I really enjoyed watching Austin Rivers be bewildered.
All right, that was the first comments with about him and Austin Rivers. I'll play Austin Rivers comments right here, and then we'll get your thoughts.
This is ridiculous. Seriously. Ridiculous. But you know what? I'm going to address it because you crossed the line and you were mad disrespectful for whatever reason. You've been around too long. We both were drafted in the same class. The fact that you don't have the wherewithal to do your due diligence and actually understand I was being highly complimentary of you on the Dan Patrick Show. But it's you, and I shouldn't be surprised. You always act irrationally, emotionally immature, and your anger always puts you in hot water. So here I am having to address a video of you belittling my career. First off, Draymond, we weren't the same players in high school. I don't care about our numbers being similar. I did it at the national level, at the top level. Hence why I got the Naismith Award, and I got pretty much every award you could think of in high school. I was ranked number 1. You were ranked, I don't know. So cut it out. Next. College, you actually were a really good college basketball player, but it's hard to compare because I was only there for 6 months, something you could never do. Talk about I was, one of the featured guys. No, I was the guy. I led my team in scoring. I was first team All-ACC, freshman player of the year, lottery pick. Stop. Next. The NBA, hey, man, you got it, Dre. I mean, listen, I played in the NBA for more than 10 years, more than a decade, but 11 years, but I'm not a Hall of Famer like you. So I'll give you that credit. All right, you got it. Well, let's peel back that onion and understand why. Easy, Tiger. Okay? You have the delusion, the non-wherewithal, the irony of you saying I'm part of the biggest bailout in NBA history. Draymond, you were the luckiest basketball player I think I've ever seen, especially in modern day history. Let's talk about that. You were drafted to a franchise with a Hall of Fame front office, Bob Myers, Hall of Fame coach, Steve Kerr, the greatest shooter of all time, and perhaps the top 5 player of all time, Steph Curry, Hall of Famer. One of the greatest shooters, top 5 shooter of all time, another Hall of Famer, Klay Thompson. The Swiss Army knife himself, the guy who could do a little bit of everything on the floor, Andre Iguodala, another Hall of Famer. I know, keep up. It's a lot of talent. Not to mention one of the most lethal scorers of all time and arguably a top 10 player of all time, Kevin Durant, the same guy you chased off because of this, your mouth. You talk too much. And that's not even counting the plethora of talent around those guys. The Sean Livingstons, the Barbosas, the Andrew Wiggins, the Jordan Pooles, who you also chased off. Cut it out. Draymond, you're the backpack jump shooter. You're the guy that everyone leaves open. No one guards you. There are hours and hours and hours of film of just you being left wide open. In fact, anybody can just YouTube or Google or watch any Draymond game ever, and he's open all game. There are clips of you getting a rebound and just driving in a straight line and just getting a wide open layup because everyone's fanning out to guard the actual talent on the team. Talk about Steve Kerr ended your career. Bro, Steve Kerr made your career. How dare you? Coming at me? Are you kidding me? I wish I could give my son $200 million if I was a coach. Yo, the NBA doesn't give coaching jobs to guys who may or may not sucker punch one of the players and staff. You need to fall back, Dre. Let's just be frenemies.
All right, man. So that was the whole Draymond Austin Rivers thing that kind of went back and forth, sir. So what say you, sir? Whose side are you on? Who you agree with, man? What's your thoughts on all?
I mean, I think they both made some valid points. But I think Austin Rivers' rebuttal was not too bad either. I mean, he acknowledged that, hey, in high school I was the better player, in college I was the better player, but you got it in the pros, dog. You know what I'm saying? You got it. You the Hall of Famer. I'm not. But, he made some valid points about Draymond on, you talking about my career. Like, bro, you were fortunate to play with 2 of the greatest shooters of all time. And you were never the focal point of anything. You were the defensive guy, and you got the garbage, not the garbage, but the hustle type, baskets and stuff like that. And you did all the dirty work for us. You were the enforcer. I give you that. But you were never the focal point of this team. Like, there were other talented people that left and came on this team that were just better than you. And you were fortunate to play with these guys and get championships. And maybe if you didn't, get suspended in that one with LeBron and them, you probably got another championship out of that. I give you that. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I agree with Austin Rivers as far as like, bro, you were fortunate too. Like you talking about, I'm lucky. That luck didn't afford me to be a Hall of Famer. Like, yeah, I'm still on several teams after getting awarded. You say this $40-something million, whatever, how many $1 million you claim I got because of nepotism. Still, that nepotism didn't afford me to get championships. So at the end of the day, you were lucky and fortunate to have a Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame three, or you can say 3 Hall of Fame, 4 Hall of Fame players that you played around, and you were never the focal point of the offense. Never. No team said, hey, we got to make sure Draymond doesn't get the ball here. We got to worry about Steph. You got to worry about Clay. You got to worry about Iguodala. And then you got to worry about Kevin Durant when he was there. So Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, like the list goes on and on of players that probably were ahead of him on the scouting report. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, maybe you scout him as far as boards and, stuff like that. Outside of that, like you scouted Steph, Clay, Kevin Durant, Iguodala. Like that's how you did it. So I agree with Rivers.
I agree with Rivers too. I'm gonna state more, but I do want to show one more video that Draymond Green did do, and we'll end it off that. We'll get our comments on that, and then we'll end random news. But we'll add this to it and get your comments.
Sports are for young people. You hope to have a great long career, but sports, nobody wins when they're 37, 38.
But you said what you said. I want to hear if he believes what you're talking. Yeah, I mean, I think the goal is just to not look like you in the Houston Rockets uniform.
Yeah.
Is ultimately the goal for us. Like, we don't want to.
What does that look like?
Did you see it?
I'm just asking.
I saw it. I mean, so, we're always going to try to compete. When you win championships, the goal will always be to try to reach that level. Can we get back to that level? Listen, to your point, Jimmy's going to miss a lot of next year. Moses is going to miss a lot of next year. That's $70 million. $75 million of a $160 million payroll. So it's going to be tough. But make no mistake about it, the goal will always be to compete at a championship standard level. Whether we win a championship or not, I think as you get older, you have to redefine what's success, right? Still the most sellouts in the NBA. Still the most national TV games in the NBA. And you just want to give yourself a chance. Success may not be for us at this point a championship, right? That's the way it goes. And so I think understanding what is success at this point is key for us, knowing and understanding that it may not be realistic to win a championship, but can we continue to build to that so that once we leave this organization, it's still in a great space of where they have that pedigree and they can try to build on that like the work out. Exactly.
All right. Obviously, added that to, the Draymond Austin Rivers thing. Obviously, the big comments that came out of it was him making comments about Charles Barkley in the Houston Rockets uniform. What are your thoughts with this, man? Obviously, Draymond, I will say this, Draymond did go on his podcast and apologize for it. But overall, man, what are your thoughts with how he went about it?
I mean, he was trying to make it. I think he was trying to make a light joke, and it just didn't land. You know what I'm saying? I think that, sometimes you got to know your room. You know that you can't play with certain people. He don't know Barkley like that. He don't know, that staff like that to where he could play like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why even Kenny was like, what does that look like? Like, you could tell it was kind of serious. Barkley didn't even say anything. So, and like, look, was Charles Barkley like, was he what he was in Phoenix and with the Sixers? No, but he wasn't bad. I mean, his first year he scored 19, 15, 16, and 14. I mean, he wasn't bad. He was solid, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I hear you know what I'm saying? Not everybody, and not every player is going to win a championship. Not every player is going to be the Jordans or even, Steph Curry or LeBron or whatever. Hell, LeBron gets criticized and he won his championships. He got 4. He still get criticized. You know what I'm saying? Jordan, they still trying to find ways to discredit Jordan. He won 6.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe, same thing. Like they don't matter if you win a championship, you don't win a championship. They're gonna try to find a way to put chinks in your armor. Oh, he played against these guys. These guys were a bunch of bums and plumbers and this, that, and the third. And it's like we can't just appreciate this player for what he is. Allen Iverson, he never won a championship, but he's one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, say we want about James Harden. He comes up short in the playoffs, but he's still one of the talented shooting guards we've ever seen. We have our issues, even though he won the championship, but we still put an asterisk by this championship. Kevin Durant, he's still one of the greatest players we've ever seen play the game.
Mm-hmm.
If Wemby never wins a championship, yes, it'll be very disappointing. But if he continues on this trajectory, that's not going to take away from him being a great player. It is hard in any sport. It's hard to win a championship. You gotta have the injury luck of not getting hurt from your star players. You gotta have the ball bounce your way a little bit. What teams you play or whatever. You just do. It's not easy to go back to back or go to win these championships. It's not easy. A lot of things have to go right. And play in basketball, it's a long season too. So these dudes play a lot of games. So it's not easy. Not every great player, there's going to be countless of great players that don't win championships. And yes, we do judge them on those merits, and we look at them like, oh, they're not the greatest of all time. And yes, they're not the greatest of all time, but that doesn't take away from them being a great player. Me and Maul think Carmelo is a great player, but he's not the greatest of all time. No. But we knew that Carmelo was a baller.
Yeah.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. So it is what it is.
I just think I'll say this as quick as possible. I just think it's like with both of those situations with Austin Rivers and Charles Barkley, it just puts a honest perspective that Draymond Green got to be the most sensitive person.
He is
to win a championship, dog. Because I just think it just says a lot that you always get so combative over simple situations. And I think he always misreads the commentary around his career. Like the whole aspect with Austin Rivers, it's like he needs to put some better perspective. Like obviously the numbers that Austin Rivers did were way better in high school. He was going up against talent. He was an all-American, McDonald's All-American. You know what I mean? Draymond Green wasn't that. Draymond Green, he went to Michigan State, was a pretty decent player. Austin Rivers was at Duke. We all know kind of like the highlights that Duke gets and stuff like that and the competition that they get. So does Michigan State, but in his capacity and being the number one focal player on that team, it takes a lot of pressure. Him being a higher draft pick than Draymond Green, him having higher pressure, being the son of a former NBA player puts a lot of pressure. And we all know like certain climates and certain aspects in your professional career don't amount the same. You know what I mean? Austin Rivers was never put in a climate where, since he was a higher draft pick, he was put in a worse situation with the organization with what he got. You were the opportunity, was able to play for the Golden State Warriors and have a great foundation surround you. From a great head coach to a great GM to a great president to a great owner to some Hall of Fame teammates and Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston. He said it himself. Like were put in that situation and you benefited out of that. And it's no discrediting you. Like you were a big proponent on the defensive side for that team, the defensive cog for that team. So you deserve every right and every opportunity to be a Hall of Famer. You are a Hall of Famer. But let's be honest. The reality is that when it comes to just overall player, one-on-one, you and me, you're not on levels with certain people. You know what I mean? And I get it when you want to put the arguments of career accolades and stuff like that. There's not a lot of people who can talk to you about that situation. But when it just comes to one-on-one play, like it's just different. And then just him being disrespectful to Charles Barkley, and I get it, he did apologize for that. And I don't know how he does not think that it didn't come off as being disrespectful to Charles Barkley's career. Let's all be honest. Charles Barkley smokes Draymond Green 10 out of 10. Even in a Houston Rockets uniform, he smokes you 10 out of 10. It's not even close, brother. Charles Barkley, no matter he did not win championships, is still a Hall of Fame player who smokes you, and it ain't even close. And he needs to understand that. Like, yes, you are a Hall of Famer, but put your career in perspective and don't be so disrespectful to the next man just because you want to be sensitive about what your career meant to the NBA and to the history of the league. No one's ever going to deny that, but you also need to understand the history that you also bring, that you're a hot-headed individual on and off the court, in practice, not off the court as far as like, personal, like from all we know, you've been a standout player, great father. No one's even talking about that. We're just talking about basketball sense. When it comes to being a teammate, you've been terrible, respectfully. With his name not being Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, you have been terrible. You've been terrible to Jordan Poole. You were terrible to Kevin Durant. You put your team in precarious situations because you can't control your temper on that court. And it just is what it is, brother. Like you got to own up to that. And you don't do yourself any favors, especially if you're trying to transition into television, where you can't even joke about your own career and everything got to be a personal attack on somebody else. You're not going to go very far if you want to be the next Charles Barkley, if you want to be the next Shaquille O'Neal. They're able to, like Charles and Shaq, they have their little beefs and a little bit about that. But for the most part, people don't think they take them that serious. When it comes to you, my brother, even if you were joking or not, you have that stigma where people are like, damn, this Draymond Green being sensitive again, about to fight somebody over some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it looks. And Draymond Green needs to understand that. So I still think from everything that I've heard, he seems like a great human being. Certain aspects that I've seen personally, he seems like a great human being. I don't know him personally. I've never talked to him or nothing like that. But I think he's a great human being. But on the court, you're an asshole, dog. And just accept that and stop being so sensitive about your career, man.
And if anything, Barkley should be offended because in his 14th year, he was better than you.
Yes, his worst years is your best year. It may not even be your best year. You know what I mean? Like, let's be
if
real.
I was Barkley, I was like, "Oh, I look like you right now." Like,
yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, let's be real, man. Like, and then you gotta look at that Houston Rockets team. That Houston Rockets team was deep. It had Scottie Pippen on the team. It had,
They were old. They were old.
They were old. But
that was an old Hakeem Olajuwon. That was an old Scottie Pippen. That
old
was
Clyde Drexler.
Yeah, they were old at that time.
They were old, man. They were old. They were old. But they would still beat y'all.
Yeah.
They would still beat y'all. You know what I mean? So again, I think this is just more of like Draymond just gotta stop being sensitive, man. He just gotta learn to just laugh, man. Don't be so defensive over your career.
Horace Grant.
Just don't be defensive of your career. No one can ever say anything about your career, bro. Your career is solidified. You are a Hall of Famer, bro. It's okay. Stop being so defensive. It's okay, brother. It's okay.
It's okay to be Horace Grant, though.
It is. It is.
That's what it is. You're the modern day Horace Grant. That's what you are. You benefited from playing around a lot of great players.
No, yeah. Robert Ory, shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is. But he had more of an impact than Horace Grant, and
he did.
And like, he was a great defensive player. He's an all-time great defensive player. That's what he's gonna be known for. So, and he's a champion. So yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's it for random news, man, this week.
You got anything else?
Nah, man. Nah, we hit it all.
I do want to send my prayers out to Ahmad Hardy.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I heard he's doing. He's in good condition. So
unfortunately, he was shot at a concert in Mississippi last night. They took him to the hospital, got surgery on his leg to get the bullet out. Said he's in stable condition, so hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he has a speedy recovery. This is just more about his life and his recovery. Football comes second. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I just want the young man to be healthy and good, and wherever it goes after that, man, let God have his will with his life. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
I'm just glad the man is alive. We not tragic story this morning or anything like that, and he's still alive, man.
Absolutely.
So, y'all be careful out here in these streets with these concerts, man. People crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Not for real.
All right, man. Who gets your flowers of the week?
Flowers of the week. I think it's easy, man. It's to all the mothers. Mother's Day. They all have special meaning. Very powerful women who have raised great human beings, man. We know mothers go through a lot every day, raising kids and going through what they go through. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to my mother. Future mothers, man. It's all love. It's all love. Even though some of y'all hate us sometimes, but it's all love. It's all love.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I second that sentiment. Mothers, all the mothers out there, Maul's mom, my mom, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man. Love y'all. My lady, my fiance, she's a mother.
Absolutely.
Shout out to her.
Absolutely.
All my cousins, aunts, you know what I'm saying? All of them, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Friends too, some friends out there, mothers. Shout out to y'all. I also want to give my flowers to my youngest baby, Stormy. She's graduating next month, but she just got offered a scholarship at University of Lynchburg, full ride scholarship. She, I got the word on, I think it was Saturday. Her mother texted me and told me that she got a nice little scholarship. So
that's good, man.
She's gonna be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? She's still waiting for another offer from another college, but you know what I'm saying. But this one is a really, really huge one. So
that's a blessing, man. That's what's up. Congratulations on that.
So shout out to my baby for doing her thing on that. And then, of course, in the wrestling realm, I want to give my flowers to Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, one of the greatest, not just women wrestlers, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. You know what I'm saying? She put it down. She was one of the greatest NXT champions of all time. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, she was a great WWE when she was a champion. I do feel like there should have been some better booking in certain instances with her. But all in all, I think she had a great career. She's a Hall of Famer. She will be a WWE Hall of Famer. She had a great match with Io Sky. And, it looked like she might be semi-retiring from the WWE. I don't know how that looked, but she, hugged Io Sky afterwards, kind of cried afterwards. She said her goodbyes. She was saying goodbye to everybody in the back. There was word that TKO was going up to certain superstars and asking them to take a 50% pay cut. So she might have been one of the ones that they was asking. That's why Kairi Sane is not here no more. So maybe she goes back to Japan and join Kairi Sane. Maybe she goes somewhere else. I don't know, but maybe she just retired. She is getting up there in age. She's 44 now. I'm sure she made a lot of money in this business. So, but shout out to Asuka, man. She deserves her flowers for sure.
No, yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Who gives you hell no?
Hell no goes to Ric Flair, man, and his comments on Luka Doncic's like, bro, like, no one gives a fuck that you took a shot in your ankle, wrestled on a broken. No one cares, dog. No one cares, bro. Like, he is the future of our team. He don't need to be out there and further hurting himself and then affecting next year, affecting what he's worked hard to do. Like, Ric Flair, respect him. Shut up. Like, no one hear your opinion. Just watch the basketball game and relax, bro.
Rick is like 90-something years old, man.
Like, enjoy the rest of your years of enjoy the rest of your years of life. What you stressing about Luka Doncic with a hamstring injury? Like, just shut up. And he been, and the thing about it is, it wasn't like it was a one-time thing. He did this every day. Like, brother, who cares? Luka Doncic has a bad hamstring strain. So you want him to jeopardize the beginning part of next year and his having weight issues again because he can't run because he done tore his hamstring off to go up against the fucking Oklahoma City Thunder that we were never going to beat regardless anyway. Like, think, brother, think. All them fucking slams to your head and fucked up your brain, bro. Like, just chill, relax, watch the Laker game, enjoy it, man. Besides that, shut the fuck up. God damn.
That's funny. My hell no goes to TMZ. All right, man. This is overkill.
Did they just drop again? Did they drop something today?
This is overkill. Enough
I feel it, dog.
Enough is enough.
Honestly, I low key think they got something in the tuck. They building up for something. They building up something, bro. Because they be like once a week.
Then drop the bomb.
Nah, you know what's coming next, bro? The porn tape coming out next, bro. You know that shit.
I don't want to see no
porn tape coming out next, bro. They gonna have some tape or some shit, bro. That ass. I'm gonna tell you, bro.
Or like y'all with these pictures that y'all done. That New England Patriots logo thing that y'all did with Diana Rossini and Vrabel is nasty work. It is nasty.
Which one? Oh, when he's hiking the ball?
Yeah, that's nasty work.
Yeah, no, that's wild, bro. Leave him alone, man.
But TMZ, you're doing over. I have never seen y'all go this hard on nobody. You're going after Mike Vrabel.
That's what I think they got something to tuck. They're building up something, bro. They're just building up because it be like they throwing little nuggets right now. Like something big's gonna happen, and watch, it's gonna happen like right when training camp comes out, bro. Like they're gonna drop the bomb. Like I'm telling you, it's gonna be something crazy.
He just
like
his job,
wild shit, bro. I just have a feeling, bro.
Is Vrabel not like? Did he skip out on the interview on you guys or something? Like what's going on?
I don't know.
Smack
bro.
one of y'all or something?
You got to think it's probably her husband. He probably just keeps selling shit to him.
Or his wife. It sounds like some.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Woman shit.
I'm telling you, bro. They're gonna drop something huge, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I just got that feeling, bro, because it's like if it's getting clicks, which I'm sure it's gonna get clicks, TMZ gonna bite it. They're gonna pay for that shit. They don't care. They gonna pay for it. That's easy money for them.
This don't need.
You know, TMZ ain't got no morals, dog.
I know they don't.
They don't give a fuck.
I knew that. They didn't have no morals with Kobe, so I knew that.
Nah, they don't care.
It's overkill, dog. Like, what do you want? You want the man to get? You just want him fired?
It really ain't overkill because if you could post the body of Kobe Bryant, like, what are we talking about? This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. This is light work. Giving hugs and shit. I'm telling you, bro. You gonna watch the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini. You gonna wake up like, damn, they got a porn tape out. Damn.
I ain't watching it. Turn that off.
Man, she might. Hey, man, she might be nice though. She might be nice.
Hey, well, you let me know because I ain't finding that.
She getting like. Nah, I ain't gonna say nothing. Nah. I ain't gonna say. But prayers out to them, man. Prayers out to them, man.
Oh hell no, man! What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
It's getting ridiculous. All right. If you want to donate to the Chris Mall podcast, you can donate to $Chris Mall podcast. We'll appreciate whatever you give us. If you whatever streaming platform you use to listen to your podcast, we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. Go ahead and follow us on there. First time watchers on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays 9-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can jump in the live. You can talk about these topics. We want to hear from you. Give us your opinion, how you feel. Do you agree with us, disagree with us? We want to hear from you. Also, just don't forget to, if you're listening on the playback, leave a comment in the comment section. We will answer you back too. So just don't forget to subscribe. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use, we're available at Chris Mall. Follow us. We will follow you back. We're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. If you have critiques or feedback, or if you have a question or topic, and we like said question or topic, we will put it out. We will bring it up because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, emails, or our mentions. All right, good people. We won't be having a show on Wednesday, but you can tap back in with us next Monday. I'm sure there will be a slew of stuff coming out. We're going to recap it all. NBA, NFL, WNBA. I know there's some fights this week. I know Keyshawn Davis, he fights this weekend. Brian Norman Jr. is on that card too. So we'll be have a lot of things to talk about going into next Monday. Also, we'll talk about the schedule. You know, the schedules will come out Thursday, so we'll be able to break down the schedules. What are Malls and ours games that we're circling? Not just the games of our teams, but just games, period. You know what I'm saying? Games we're circling. I know they just put out the Thanksgiving game, Cowboys and Cowboys and Eagles.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
Cowboys and Eagles. So, all right, y'all. Until Monday, we are out.
Peace out, y'all. See y'all next week.